All right, give me a few minutes to well, just give me a few seconds. I need to make sure that I need to change my microphone settings. All right, mic check, mic check. All right, let me test it one more time. Let's see, mic check now. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, I think I'm gonna go with this setting right here. Give me I need to listen to my background and make sure that my audio is good. Y'all gotta work with me. It's my first time messing around with the StreamYard stuff in a while, but let's see how it goes. Let's see. I might hear a little bit of feedback right now. Give me need to listen to my background and make sure that my audio. All right, that sounded good. Um. All right. Sorry, everybody can hear me. All right, so let me go ahead and send out a notification for let's see, just in case anybody else is out there and is actually interested in hearing some WNBA chat. Let me go ahead and put out. All right, mic check, mic check. Okay, yeah. So that's how we're gonna roll it. All right, so let me go ahead and put out this notification that I am live because we know WNBA talk is that much more interesting in boxing. All right, so let's see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this aside. Let me go ahead and send this right here. Then yeah, what was just getting to some discussion. So basically, we're going to start going into let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, if anybody roll in, we'll try to acknowledge them. Y'all gotta forgive me. This is like the first time I've done it's the first time I've done this StreamYard stuff in some time now, man. So let me go ahead and put this right here. Did send out a notification to a few. So obviously, y'all know this is a boxing channel. For the most part, this is Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This is his boxing channel. However, he did give me permission to go ahead and do live streams whenever I wanted to. And he also gave me the blessings to be able to do live streams if I'm talking about WNBA, as long as it's no violence. We're not talking about killing animals or things of that nature. He gave me the permission to go ahead and go live, so we're just going to keep it within sports. Just going to switch it up for a while. So this stream, I'm going to talk about what's been happening as far as within the WNBA over the last week or so. Let me actually, speaking of our Muslim brother MC. All right, anywho, yeah, speaking of MZ, so I did put the link out there. So yeah. So just we're just gonna get into a recap and things that happened around the WNBA over the last week or so. You had the trade deadline that came what was that, on the 7th? So you had the trade deadline that came, that was Thursday. That ended at what, Thursday, what was it? Yeah, 12 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. Or I can't remember. But anywho, yeah, that trade deadline came and went. Definitely has some movement going on. Teams trying to position themselves to be in a better position, whether it be to make the playoffs or actually make a playoff run. Some people can say even for coaches to keep their job. It's all up for debate. Whoever you want to ask or whoever you're speaking on, at least. But we have some movement happen there. What else did we have? Oh yeah, it's the injury bug. Now this is one thing that I think all of the W fans and organizations and even the players, I think everybody is in agreement. And with this, the injury bug is definitely floating around. You got some serious injuries. You got a few injuries where things just maybe taking like a few weeks or so, or minor injuries, but being that you've had some serious injuries, anytime a player goes down, it's a scare. You had you had a big injury. Man, let me double check my audio again, just to be on the safe side. But you had a injury to who I guess most would say is your MVP, or we should say MVP. Uh, Nafisa had an injury sometime last week, and so unfortunately that put her out, and yeah, a lot of people they got complaints because, as y'all know, um, Caitlin has been out for like half the season at least. Um, Angel Reese has been out for a while, pretty much ever since the All Star break. Um, but there were 2 games added to the season, and schedule, it's the same schedule, so it's basically been cramped. And a lot of people they didn't they been, yeah, they're not too happy with Kathy, who is commissioner of the WNBA, and how she's chosen to handle this stuff. All right, give me 1 second. I need to check my audio just to be on the safe side, and let me see something. It's like this. Oh my gosh. Video is good. Y'all gotta work with me. First time. All right, 1 second. I might hear some background noise. In WNBA, how she shows to handle this stuff. All right, we good, we good. All right, see, I'm gonna just keep walking. I don't know why my headphones are disconnecting, but yeah. So anywho, yeah. So you got your All Star captain who was for both teams. Actually, both of the All Star captains they've suffered injuries, and it's been other injuries as well. So like I said, people in general just not happy. And it's definitely a scare. So you got the 2 players that were the All Star captains, and you don't know when they're returning. Um, got hopes that they'll be here for the playoffs, being that both teams are going to make the playoffs, but you just don't know what's going on. All right, microphone check, microphone check. All right, for whatever reason, even I got disconnected. So I don't know if that's a sign y'all trying to tell me I don't want to hear about any of this WNBA talk, but I'm gonna just work through it anyway. So yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I, man, can't even as soon as I start this StreamYard stuff, microphone. Okay, there we go. Yeah, as soon as I start this StreamYard stuff, everything just starts going bad. StreamYard hates us basically. But we're gonna keep pushing through nonetheless. So all right, let me I'm gonna start pulling up the schedule. So I'll just start with the trade line. So to me the biggest trade that happened over this week, it was the trades that sent Brittany Sykes over to the Seattle Storm. Um why am I forgetting what the Mystics got in return? Uh, so yeah, let me jog my memory and bring up exactly what this trade was about. But I believe it was a draft pick. Um, but yeah, they so the Seattle Storm they get Brittany Sykes, who is she's been playing a point guard position for all of this season and some of last season, but nonetheless she's just naturally a shooting guard. Why was she a good fit? She was a good fit for the Storm, by the way. She was a good fit because the Storm, if you've been watching them, you can see they they have offense, but they don't have enough offense to like be a threat in the playoffs. Now the thing is they have defense for sure. Like they like you can't deny it. They got defense. Um, you got NECA, and you got Skylar, who've been just giving you some good points. They both scoring well overall throughout the season, but they just don't have that firepower when it comes to just like enough offense. They don't got enough 3-point shooting, and it's kind of scary when you look at it and you say, okay, both your leading scorers, they're basically in that mid 30s age group, and in a season in which now you're asking a lot of them because they've been playing a lot of minutes lately. That's kind of scary. So you need some offensive firepower, and this is where Brittany Sykes was able to come in. We know Brittany Sykes, if y'all have been watching her for the Mystics, she they call her a free throw merchant because she was able to get to the free throw line just so damn often. That's calling her a free throw merchant. She's a, I'll say decent 3-point shooter, like nothing special, but definitely not a terrible one. Unfortunately, Storm, they definitely need like a 3-point shooter. So the thing is, yeah, Brittany Sykes may not have been like the number one option that you would have wanted, but nonetheless, out of the available options, we'll just say she was the best. I think in an ideal situation, maybe the Storm, they probably wanted to get. I'm trying to think like who out there could the Storm have wanted to get, like that was realistic. It would have to be somebody that's like, realistic that you could realistically trade. All right, I see D'Lo just came in. So D'Lo, I'm just giving some recap. It's just some commentary on the WNBA, just talking about stuff that's taking place over the last week or so. So just kind of like a brief recap. The WNBA trade deadline, that was on Thursday, so I'm talking about that. It's been some serious injuries that have occurred in the season, and then the playoffs. Each one of these teams, they got between like, let's say between like 9 and 11 games left. So in a season where it's only 44 games, you could definitely understand why this part of the season is crucial. So that's just what I'm talking about, just giving you a brief description for the most part. Um, so yeah, the Storm, they made the most noise when they went ahead and got Brittany Sykes over there, gave them a boost on offense. The Storm, they got Erica Wheeler, they got Gabby Williams, they got Skylar. You got NECA. NECA been tripping on everything. NECA been tripping. Bro, y'all talking about MVP. NECA been tripping. But as you can see, they've been losing all of these games just back to like these close games. They've been on this little slump. And so we thought that we were then able to get some help bringing in Brittany Sykes in. Unfortunately, they lost tonight, and they lost their last game as well. So now you just got to point the finger at the coach, but maybe I'll get there in a little bit. But back to this WNBA trade line stuff. So another trade that took place. You had Aaliyah Edwards, who was playing for the Mystics, who looks like a good talent and everything, but being at the Mystics, they got two rookies. Aaliyah Edwards, she's in her second year. They got two rookies, so having Kiki Ariafin, then also paired with Shakira Austin. Aaliyah Edwards was kind of just like the odd one out. So good talent, but she wasn't getting much playing time. So yeah, she got traded to the Connecticut Sun. So yeah, she's out of there. Diamond Miller. Now this this is a situation that made me dump my team. Oh yeah. I'm switching up again, D-Lo. I'm over here flip flopping. The Minnesota Lynx was my team. As of on Thursday, um, I hung their asses off a cliff and I dropped them. I upped the pistol on them. I put that knife in their back. Why? Because they traded my player, Diamond Miller. Just to give a little summary, Diamond Miller is basically she was the second pick out of the draft in what was that 2023. She just and she was like balling, like good ass rookie coming out of Maryland. The only thing is she just had an injury. She's suffered a few like lower injuries like to her leg, to her knee, ankle, and she just had some injuries that kept her out. But if you watch her play, especially as a rookie, she was looking like the rookie of the year. I think she would have won that rookie of the year if she just didn't get the injuries. So last year she was just like struggling with the injuries. This year she appears to be healthy. She wasn't getting enough playing time. They traded my player away. So yeah, I upped the pistol on the Minnesota Lynx. I still got love for like the players like Nafisa Collier, Courtney, The stud buds. Got love for Hyde Amon, all of them. But yeah, I up the Cheryl Reeves, a good ass coach, but she did my player wrong. So yep, I up the pistol on her. So yeah, you got damn right. Yep. Hey, the jumping ship, nigga. I'm crashing the ship. Nigga traded my goddamn player away. Nigga, Diamond Miller is cold. Young, just super duper raw talent, and y'all gonna trade her away. You goddamn right. I'm a up a pistol on them too. So that's what it is. So but anyways, that's one of the moves that was made during the trade deadline. And for any of these sports, that trade deadline when it comes around, it's I guess like a lot of these fans and players, you might just have butterflies, especially if you like a role player and you don't know for sure if you're going to be moved or not. Sometimes you could be having a good season, they just move you so they could clear up some salary cap, so they could make a move that they need to make next year. All types of things happen, but so I guess it's like just one of them times of the year where you just got butterflies and you don't know what's going to happen. These organizations, they don't owe it to anybody to be loyal to you. So it is what it is, man. But I give the Minnesota Lynx props because in return they got a player in Dejanay Carrington. I'll just say Dejanay, she's more playoff ready. If like the Lynx they're trying to win a championship, which obviously they are, I'll just say like she's more playoff ready than a Diamond Miller who doesn't have that experience yet. But as far as like ceilings and potential, yeah, Diamond Miller got like way more potential than Dejanay Carrington, and that's saying a lot because Dejanay was an All Star last year. She also was all team WNBA, all team, not well, all team, but all defensive team WNBA last year. So yeah, she's good. Offense isn't her strongest suit, but she could manage to give you like 15 points on some nights. She could rebound really good for a small forward. But yeah, hey, props to the Minnesota Lynx, but like I said, y'all traded away my players, so yeah, I'm gonna put that knife in y'all back. Um, all right, New York, they picked up Emma Misima. Now, D'Lo, if you listen, I'm gonna explain something to you, and this is it's just different in the W. So basically, you got players that play overseas, like these Europeans that play in Europe and stuff. Now, when their season ends, which is like in the middle of the WNBA, they could come over and play in the W mid-season. So it's kind of messed up because like you could take the best players, if you like any player, if you got the salary cap to sign these players, it's like you could sign whoever. So of course, naturally, the teams who are in the best market, who have like the most to offer, they're going to get the best players. So this is just what just happened when it came to there's this player Emma Missaman. Now she just won. Her team won in the Europe championships. Basically, like she just won a championship over there, and she signed with the New York Liberty, who is like a super duper stacked team talent wise, and it's New York City. So it's just a lot more attractive for a player to go to New York City as opposed to, let's just say, Cleveland or you get what I'm saying, like just a smaller market. So nonetheless, New York Liberty, they picked up Emma Misaman, and it's just so much goddamn talent over there. It's scary. Let me look and see like what other trades took place. Like I said, it wasn't too much movement that really took place as far as like when the trade deadline and everything. Um yeah, so that's yeah, like I said, for the most part, that's pretty much it. So yeah, speaking of the Minnesota Lynx and the Liberty, they actually played each other today. Like I said, Nafisa Collier, she's out, but they actually were able to beat the New York Liberty. Now Liberty, they playing without Brianna Stewart. She's out injured as well. But yeah, so the Minnesota, they were able to beat them, but they play each other like two more times over the next like 9 days. So we'll see, because that's a rematch of the finals from last year, which was a good ass series, by the way. Um, all right, so I'll just I'll go like some casual talk just to maybe keep somewhat exciting. So I'll start with Angel Reese. So this is what's going on with Angel Reese. Angel Reese, going into this season, they like made like a lot of changes. Like they got a completely new coaching staff. They made some changes from the jump between the GM and if the coaching staff was involved. They made a very bad mistake by getting rid of a player by the name of Kennedy Clark, because that was a player that was able to generate offense from the perimeter. Um, Andrew Reese, off like don't get me wrong, she's gotten better, but offense is not her strongest point. Camila Cardoso, who they drafted last year alongside Andrew Reese, like, they're still getting their offense going. Kennedy Clark is the guard who could like generate offense, who could penetrate the lane, drive the lane and all that. They decided to let her go. They didn't offer her like another contract for whatever reason. On top of that, the Chicago Sky, they had the number 3 draft pick. They traded that for a player named Ariel Atkins, who is a good two-way player. She's like a 3-time All-Star. But because of the system that she's in, she's looking like a shell of herself. So it's looking like that number 3 draft pick, who is Sonia Citron, who's balling in Washington, is looking like that was the wrong move to make. So Angel Reese, she's basically had to like put a lot of load on her shoulders. She's a power forward. She's been like trying to like run the point guard. She's been getting like the most assists on the team. She's been doing yeah, D-Lo, yeah. Kennedy Carter was, yeah, instant offense. So Kennedy Carter, so like I said, she was on the Chicago Sky. They had the option to offer her a contract for another year. They didn't offer that to her. Like I said, they brought in a whole new coaching staff and everything. The problem with Kennedy Carter is she is the perfect definition of a locker room hazard. That's the thing with Kennedy Carter. So she was drafted 4 years ago. This would have made her 5th year. So she was drafted 5 years ago, and her first 2 years in Atlanta, she was balling. But the thing is, they were having like issues with her as far as like just like with other players clashing with teammates and locker room stuff. And the final straw was when this player, Courtney Williams said that Kennedy Carter swung on her on the sidelines. And like I said, they were already just having like lots of just like behavioral issues out of Kennedy Carter, mind her balling. So they traded her after her second season. They traded Kennedy Carter to the Los Angeles Sparks. Kennedy Carter, she went to the Sparks. She stood there for a whole year. Same thing. They saying, hey, great player, but locker room issues. So the Sparks, they let her go basically. Chicago, they picked her up. Now it looked like she was having a good year time just in Chicago, because that's when Teresa Witherspoon, she became the head coach, who's a former all-time great player, so was able like to connect with the player more and everything. And no, not just like attitude, like attitude wise. I'm talking about like she's just a locker room problem. And kind of like with like AI, like how AI was, like what allowed him to get traded. Just imagine like her being that for every team, like whatever player you could think of that was just like a locker room hazard. Um, yeah, she's a perfect definition of that, basically. Like I said, she like Courtney Williams literally said she swung on her on the sideline, and that's what got her traded. And for her to get traded, they definitely must have believed her, because it fit her reputation of just being a locker room problem. But so anywho, like I was saying, she gets to the Chicago Sky. Teresa Witherspoon is a coach. That's last year when Angel Reese and them came in. She was clearly the best player the the Chicago Sky last year. She was like generating the most offense and all that. She was clearly the best player on a team. Oh yeah, she came onto the Chicago Sky not even as a starter. She took a starting position from Dana Evans. So yeah, she was like the offense. So they didn't bring her back. And it's being said that I guess even in Chicago, she was a locker room problem. And that's what that's what made them decide not to bring her back. So Kennedy Carter, everybody will tell you she's like at least a top 15 player. Like she'll be like a top 3 guard in the league if she was playing like a top 15 player, and she's over there playing in Mexico because the WNBA teams, they didn't want to touch her as far as like extending an opportunity to her to even be on a team because she just has such a bad reputation of just being a locker room, a locker room problem. So that just like kind of shows you how bad of a reputation she's garnered as a locker room problem, that even a team like teams that could really use her, they didn't even like make her an offer. A player that like it's like I said, a top 15 player, and she can't even get an offer to play in the W. Hopefully she can make it back next year because there's a lot of teams that could use her right now. But so anywho, they don't have her anymore. So like this Chicago Sky team, they're just not they just don't have the talent this year. So Angel Reese, she's been like just carrying a whole bunch of load. And Angel, she's one of those players. She's going to play hard. She's not going to ask to get subbed out or anything, and she plays super duper hard. I think what's been happening with Angel, she just played so damn hard throughout the season that all that just work. There's just that workload. It just finally took its toll on her. So she hasn't played ever since the All Star break. She did play in the All Star game some, but she hasn't played ever since then. She has a back injury, and I think, yeah, they just put like so much load on her because even she was on the court, they was asking her to do so much rebounding and getting just getting these rebounds and playing defense. And like the power forward position is the most stacked position in the WNBA. So just asking her to do so much on the court, I think it just finally took her toll. And a player like Angel, she's not going to tell you she needs a break. She's going to play even she'll play until she can't play anymore, basically. So I feel like that took a toll on her, and now she had this back injury. And yeah, like if they had any hopes of ever making a playoff run, that was over. And by the way, their team, they've had a bad record all season, so they haven't looked like a playoff team. Far from it. They just don't have the talent. So it's kind of like, why do you want to risk her health in a year where they're clearly not making the playoffs? Because I think right now they're like number 10 out of a league that's 13. No, like number 11. 13 teams in the league, and they're number 11 as far as the standings go. So yeah, they're not making the playoffs. So that's what's going on with Angel Reese. But I'll say for sure, Angel Reese, as far as like her play, she's been way better than Caitlin Clark this year. So now I'm gonna go to Caitlin Clark. She's been injured like over half the season as well. Growing injuries, left and right growing. She also had a quad injury, I believe. So yeah, she's been out like three separate injuries, and yeah, she's missed over half the games. The Fever defense, they look a lot better without her on defense. Um, the thing with Caitlin is like she's so inconsistent. Like, oh yeah, she was in a terrible shooting slump as well, like bad shooting slump. Like her 3-point shooting was bad. Her dribble isn't as good as it was last year. She put on like 20 pounds of muscle from last year to this year, and her handle isn't as good. Her defense sucks. Like she's a defense liability. Anytime she's on the court, the other team, they just attack her on the defensive end. So like super defensive liability. Um, what else do I want to say? Look, when she's on and making them threes and stuff, she's on. But the thing is, Caitlin, she doesn't know how to just like, how do I want to say, she like every time she plays, it's like she's trying to hit a home run. Pretty much like she's trying to like hit a bomb. So that's why you see her taking 7 and 10 threes. Also a turnover machine as well. She could turn the ball over. Like she turns the ball over more than any point guard in the league by far, just as she did last year. So there's like good and bad that comes with her. So it's like inconsistent from night in to night out. What is going to be consistent is she's going to be terrible on the defensive end. Also, Natalie Nakasi of the Golden State Valkyries, she said their team, they was able to blow out the Indiana Fever by like 20 points. And mind you, this is an expansion team. They blew out the Fever, and the head coach of the Golden State Valkyries, she explained the reason they were able to shut down Caitlin Clark is because she can't handle physicality. And then all the Fever fans were like upset about that. So they played them a week later, and what happens? They blow them out again. so so it gotta be some type of truth there. So anywho, yeah, Caitlin, like she's been, like I said, she's suffered from injuries and stuff this season, but she's just been inconsistent this whole this season, and she is in a bad shooting slump. So as far as this season, like I said, last year Caitlin had a better season than Angel. She deserved that Rookie of the Year. But as far as this year, Angel Reese, she started off bad, and then like after like the first, let's say like maybe like 2 weeks or so, she got it together, and she's just been way more consistent and just better than Caitlin Clark. I know, they play different positions, and she's been asked to do less, but yeah, she's just been way better than her. I wish I could share this clip for you, Dila. I don't know if you've seen this, but it might be funny. I'm gonna try to pull it up in the background. Anyways, so yeah, basically, Caitlin, her team is doing better with her not playing. She's just too much of a defensive liability. Tell you the truth, I think that I'm gonna say you could argue that there's two players on the team that's better than her. That's Aaliyah Boston, who's their center, and then this one young woman I have in my avatar who is Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is she has the most points in the league this year, and she's like I think it was like fourth or fifth as far as like points per game. You could make the argument that she's better. Like you could, so that's what I'm saying. Like you could make the argument that Caitlin is the third best player on her team. So that's what I'm saying. Like all this Caitlin Clark glazing and stuff. Like she cool, but niggas talking about she the goat and she has goat potential. Like now I'm not seeing none of that. Her rookie year, she had a good rookie year. That wasn't the best rookie year I've ever seen. Like niggas need to stop, man. A point guard that turned over the ball so goddamn much. Like yeah, y'all need to stop that. And this yeah, like even this also, and this just how like the politics come into play. So she was voted. Of course, she gets the most votes as a like All-Star game and stuff. But like she's not even the best point guard in the league. Like there's no way you could tell me that she's better than Skylar Diggins. Like by far, she's not better than Skylar Diggins. Like you look at what they bring on a night in, night out. She's not better than Skylar Diggins. And I'll make the argument that she didn't even like to I mean, she didn't even deserve to be like a starter. Like if we being honest. Um, yeah, I was going to play the clip where Caitlin, it was the first game of the season. Caitlin, she like pushed Reese down like from the side, like and Reese she hit the floor. Reese got up and like was about to basically like wanting to fight. I was going to play that clip, but like I said, I don't even want to take the risk trying to play. You know how this YouTube stuff goes. But so yeah, anyways, that's that's that stuff. Um yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find like a short and I'll slow it down. But yeah, so anywho, like I said, they're both out right now. What do you say? The Clark Fanatics even been rapping on. Yeah. So yeah, they've been like getting on Page and stuff. They be taking shots at Page and all this stuff. Because truth be told, if Page, so she had an ACL injury in college, and if she didn't have that injury, then they were supposed to come out the same year. So it would have been like a head-to-head rivalry between Paige and Caitlyn. So there's always like some animosity between those fan bases there. But they're two different type of players. I'll say Paige has she plays better team defense. She has like more of a mid-range game. Caitlin is a better three-point shooter. Right now, Dallas, just because of the team, like they're a young team trying to rebuild. They got Paige playing the point guard. She's really not a point guard. Like she's fit to be a shooting guard or a small forward, if anything. She's definitely not meant to be a point guard, so she's playing out of position. But you definitely see the potential, and I'll give it to Paige. She's got the Rookie of the Year for the most part. Okay, yeah. You seen that, and those folks they really went in on Angel after that. I mean, my thing is this: like, it was a unnecessary foul. You can't get mad at Caitlyn. I mean, you can't say, oh, Caitlyn, she's being targeted, attacked, but then she does the same shit to a player, and then you don't want to call it both ways. So that's BS. And by the way, there was some BS that happened. It was I think it was like a reporter for the Wall Street Journal. He said that Trump needs to have like one of these federal organizations open up like an investigation onto the attack of trying to intentionally hurt Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, man, what like if you look at Caitlin's last injury, there's no way you could say that was intentional. Now the most physical game as far as like the fighting and all that stuff, if you look at that game, that was against the Connecticut Sun, and she was getting into it with a player like named JC Sheldon and this other girl named Marina Mabry. Well, those girls are white. So like all that racist stuff and all that stuff, like y'all might need to check that. Stop looking at Angel Reese. Go look at that Connecticut Sun game and look at how they were grabbing hair and like just look at all the hard fouls they put on Caitlyn in that game. That was from girls the same color as Caitlyn. So yeah, they need to go look at that stuff. So yeah, I definitely care like that whole racist narrative. Also, there was like a clip that was floating around where Brittany Griner, they actually said like, oh, Brittany Griner, she called Caitlyn a trash ass white girl. I'm like, dude, like first, like you can't even see, but they made like a little AI clip of it, tried to do the lip sync and all that. I'm like, yeah, y'all just reaching so much. Like all this racism reaching is just dumb. Bottom line, Kaylin, hey, she good player and all that. She don't get no preferential treatment. Tell her to learn how to play some defense, man. She's not the best point guard in the league. Skylar Diggins, who is just turned 35, yeah, Skylar Diggins is clearly a better point guard than her. I don't care what nobody say. Um, but let me see. So yeah, you're not going to see Angel Reese in the playoffs. I mean, Kaylin, if she comes back, she'll be in the playoffs. Um, Speaking of Caitlin's team, the Indiana Fever, they going through like a rough patch because their backup point guard, Sydney Colston, she just tore her Achilles, I believe. So she's out for like at least a year. And then the point guard that they brought in to back up, to basically replace Caitlin when Caitlin went out, which is Ari McDonald, she was having like a solid year. She has like a broken bone in her foot now, so she's out for the year also. So they're kind of slim on as far as the point guard position. They just played the last few games without a point guard. Now they just signed this lady named Odyssey Sims. Odyssey Sims is like a veteran in the game. So yeah, they just signed her. Oh man, Skylar Dick, yeah, she's like 35. Um, she's balling. Hey D'Lo, remember when like all the rappers used to they used to be like rapping and mentioning Skylar Diggins in their songs and stuff? Like the 2012 era, like yeah, like around there. Hell yeah. Um yeah, so Skylar, she's yeah, she's like yeah, Skylar's like this is like her 13th season. Um so I'm gonna just say like Skylar Diggins, she's they say like she's the bitch of the WNBA basically. um Her mouth could get like nasty and she has an attitude on the court and all that like being friends and stuff. She'll forget about all that stuff when it comes to being on that court. Everything that you would want to see in a fighter, like that's her. um she plays with emotion and all that stuff. She will let the refs have it. After a hard foul or disagreement about a foul, she'll cuss out the other players and stuff. um yeah, yeah, Skylar Diggins, like I'm telling you, if you could like take her personality and put it on a fighter, that would be your favorite fighter. Cause like she's not with none of that friendly stuff. I'm about, I'm looking for this clip. Okay, I'm about to play it. Hold on. If I could figure out how to do it. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like I'm telling you, like Skylar, just her attitude. You would love to have Skylar. Yeah, you would love to have her. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share this. All right, I'm going to screen share this. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna screen share this with the audio as well. All right, I hope you could hear it. I hope you can hear it. All right. So this was like a foul on her. Um, Now this I actually like this player, Tiffany Mitchell. Like that's my player too. But yeah, so her and Tiffany. Okay, this number 25, that's not Tiffany Mitchell. The one right here, let me play it again. The one with it wearing a mask, that's Tiffany Mitchell. So Tiffany Mitchell, is basically, like, disagreeing with the foul call on her. Now, her and Skylar, they have some history. They definitely have a history. Tiffany Mitchell has been in the league just as long as Skylar, if not, like, a year longer. So now this is where the drawing starts. Skylar, Tiffany Mitchell says something, Skylar, look, this where it goes. Look, 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 read her lips. Um, shut the fuck up, bitch. Man, um, yeah, man. Hey, goddamn. You couldn't see it? All right, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Hold on. Let me play it again. My bad. All right, look. My bad. Okay, so look. Basically, number 25 is going to foul.
Here between
Okay, look. This right here, to the right side of your screen, black uniform. She's wearing a mask. That's Tiffany Hayes. Skylar Diggins has the ball, of course.
Skylar Diggins
Um,
and
so
Tiffany Hayes.
Skylar Diggins, she gets fouled by a player named Monique Billings.
Take a
Skylar, she takes, I guess, like she might have came down, landed on the ankle bad or something. You see, Tiffany Hayes, she just,
look at what
she
happened.
has the ball after the foul.
Gums.
Tiffany is, I guess, somewhere around here. They just start disagreeing about the foul. Now you about to see Skylar up a pistol on. She about to really up it on them.
Smack
Look.
it. Jaws chirping.
Ooh, I love
Choice words being used.
the chippiness between those.
If you could make out what she's saying, D-Lo.
Chirping.
Ooh, I love
Choice words being used.
the chippiness between those two.
Oh man. Hey, nigga, that's Skylar Diggins for you. Skylar be tripping. Now, like I said, her and Tiffany Mitchell, because they've both been in the league like the same amount of time, they'll like dap it up like before games and stuff, but they always find a way to get into it during the games. So it's just one of them things. They got respect off the court, but on the court, like nigga, they up a pistol on each other. All right, look, give me 1 second because this dog is barking. Give me 1 second, please. All right, never mind. I know why he's barking now, so whatever. But yeah. So if yeah, Skylar Diggins is the best point guard in the WNBA right now. She plays both sides. She plays offense and defense. She's the best point guard in the W. Um, she's averaging like I think like 18 something points per game. She's just like a good ass all around point guard. Looking like her motor too. Like for her to be like one of the older players in the league, 35, nigga, her motor is real good too. So, she can shoot the three, like all that. Like Skylar, yeah, like Skylar is it. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to think what other injuries. All right, I don't know. Okay, D'Lo, like having that whole Atlanta connection. There's this player for the Atlanta Dream named Ryan Howard. Nigga, Ryan Howard, like, she might end up being like the coldest player. Shit, it could start like as soon as like next year. This is like a player who is great. Like she could be first team on offense and defense. She just has to, because she's like in her fourth year now. She just got to get her efficiency up. Her only problem is sometimes because like she's a good 3-point shooter, but she's also really good at putting the ball on the floor. Her thing is she could easily fall in love with the three. If it starts going down, and her efficiency overall is not the best. So she just has to raise her IQ as far as understand like how to get her teammates involved better and like not living behind the 3-point line having those phases to live behind a 3-point line, even though she's making them. But you can still have like you can still be more efficient. That's like the only thing she's missing. But like her defense, like I said, she could be all first team offense and defense. Like Ryan Howard is cold. She's plays for the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream, they've my bad. Hold on, let me turn this off. Atlanta Dream, they've actually impressed me because they're number 3 right now. Now I want to go up and oh yeah, he said Clarissa is getting to be that way with other women. Yeah, it's like Clarissa. Clarissa is just a fucking hater, man. Like that's the only thing. Like that's the one thing I don't like about Clarissa. She's just a goddamn hater. Um, calling out Layla. Yeah, Clarissa's just a goddamn hater. I really don't care for Clarissa all that much. All right, I can stop sharing this for the moment. I wish I could like play some other clips, but you know how they be getting on this, with all this stuff. But I'm gonna find, I'm gonna definitely find some more clips. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play this one clip where Angel got her. No matter of fact, I'm gonna play the goddamn clips. Where the shit that these white girls be doing to Caitlin Clark, and yeah, nigga, talk about this shit. Look how y'all heard own white girls be tearing Caitlin ass up. And then I'm about to play these clips. So y'all want to talk about Caitlin being all this and all that? Yeah, nigga, talk about this. Let me see. Nigga, they was whipping her ass. But I'm gonna find it. Okay, yeah, so just some more Clarissa says she is number 1, which means she is the best. Like, so yeah, like nigga, you the best, and like all the girls Clarissa fight, we don't know who they are before she fight them, and we don't even follow their careers after them. But somehow, some way, you the best. Somehow, some way, you a knockout artist, and you got like what 33% KO ratio as a heavyweight, but that's where you learn to become. Somebody had just made a point to me recently. Clarissa is a snack athlete as well, but like she don't get any um you know like too much backlash. But it's only one fighter that's been getting backlash for being a snack athlete as of late. But man, yeah, she somehow, some way, Clarissa a knockout artist. But like I said, you got out of 3 fights at heavyweight, you got 1 knockout, 33% KO ratio. Nigga, that shit wouldn't even register if we was talking men's boxing. But hey, if she believes she a knockout artist, go ahead and convince the people. All right, so look, this is clearly, look, you see the skin tone of these players. All right, so it's just showing like this is how physical this game got. They're gonna show the foul on Caitlin.
Oh, you got another.
Let's see where I want to find a foul on Caitlin. They got one of these plays where they poke her in the eye, and hold on. I don't know if I did add it to the screen. No, we could like I know how to mix in like some of the W, and I can like compare. And this player like all right, my bad. See, this not even a clip. I'm gonna find a clip, but nah, yeah, I know how to mix it in. Plus, I haven't even like been able to hop on some of these streams in a while, anyways. As far as like the boxing talk, so yeah, definitely be having some words and stuff. I'm in the background trying to find. Okay, yeah. I just found. Okay, yeah. So this clip. All right, let me. Like this whole game, it was just real physical, and like they was doing shit like this, like on both ends. But yeah, see, look, she just like hit her all over the face, poked her in the eye and stuff. I'm gonna play this other clip. All right, that's just one clip. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, there's you get the point. Um, yeah, you need to talk about the white girls that be physically abusing Caitlyn and stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna put that down for a second now. I'm gonna find this other clip. But yeah, okay, yeah, I was saying the Atlanta Dream. They got Ryan Howard and Alicia Clark. Um, they got a squad like they could definitely make some noise. I see them get into like the semifinals this year. Like I said, Ryan Howard, she got the potential to be MVP. And the cold part is Alicia Gray is having a better year than her right now. Alicia Gray is like definitely all for WNBA first team for sure. Um, she's balling too. The only thing Ryan Howard, she had to sit out for like ever since the All Star game, which was like last month. Yeah, she has just sat out for a while. Um, she had a like a shoulder injury, and I know also know she had like a knee injury, but she's back now. She returned today. Only thing is she did get ejected from the game today. She got two technical fouls. She got ejected, but yeah, Ryan is back. So like Ryan is cool. Like Ryan is a player you could like build a team around. I said she's only in her fourth year, and you clearly see that she has a potential to be a great player. And like bro, like Ryan is real good, man. Like like any year, like Ryan, she could like just pop out and be the MVP. Today, Aces. Let me pull this up. Let me pull up Las Vegas Aces versus Connecticut Sun. Asia Wilson just made history today. Actually, she's the first player to ever get record a game of 30 plus points and at least 20 rebounds. Um, Asia went off. Let me yeah, look, Asia had in 37 minutes she had 32 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists. Asia went, yeah, 30-20 game. That's the first ever 20-30 game in the W. So yeah, Asia went off. The thing with the Aces, they got like off to a terrible start this year. Um they just had like haven't been able to consistently win games. Ever since last week they started to put it together. They started winning some games and stuff. So they're like at the bottom half of the as far as like the standings and stuff, but they're going to make the playoffs. But it's looking like it's just that time of the year where Asia is really going to put the team on their back, whether on offense and defensive end. But I just feel like just because of the record, she's not getting those MVP considerations. But like Asia is reminding people, like, yeah, they're like if anybody says she's still the best player in the league, there's no reason why you could doubt that. Like me, if I had to vote, I would also have Nafisa Collier as MVP. But like, make no like, it's no doubt about it. Asia is showing everybody why she won that award last year, and why she's won it multiple times, why she is considered the best player in the league and stuff. So don't let just like the team's record, like have a negative reflection on a player. Like Asia can start tripping on you. And yeah, they're the Aces, they're finally getting it together. So yes, yeah. If Asia keep tripping like this, oh my days! Like everybody got their hands full. She had a 30-20 game. This is beautiful watching Asia because it's equivalent to like being able to watch some of your other greats in that past. Like I'm just like saying how I'm just comparing like how great it is to be able to watch, your Bo Jacksons, your Michael Jordans, um, your Tom Brady, your LeBrons and Kobe's and like, your greats in their primes. Like this is what we witnessing right now. Um, and Asia is that good, like definitely going down as all-time great in history. To me, like, you can already make the argument that she's even surpassing Candace Parker as far as all-time great. By the way, I'm reading Candace Parker's book right now. But yeah, that's just how cold Asia is, man. So but yeah, she had a 30-20 game. Now, I mean, the only knock you could say it was against the Connecticut Sun, and the Connecticut Sun, they got the worst record in the league. Like by far. They're just like going through a whole rebuilding phase. You probably heard this news that the Connecticut Sun, they're like they just supposedly like got the sold the team and everything. So yeah, they're just like going through a whole rebuilding phase right now. But nonetheless, Asia Wilson, she went up against Anissa Morrow and Tina Charles and them. So, for her to be able to put up those numbers against them, yeah, that's still impressive nonetheless. So, hey, they like to get all these other, oh, this player, she made history. She's the first player to do that. Yeah, all right, well, nigga, talk about Asia and what she did. 30-20 game. First player to do that. So, all right, let me bring up some more of the standings from today. Um, Actually, yeah. Speaking of like the Fever versus Chicago's, Caitlin Angel, their teams actually played each other today. Like I said, both Caitlin and Angel Reese, they were out. So that game, and like I said, once again, people just got to understand the Chicago Sky, like they just don't have that talent on the roster. So there's no surprise, and if you see them get blown out by any teams that can make the playoffs. So like today, they got blown out by I think like 20 points or so. Um, yeah, they like I said, they just can't compete for the most part. They got blown out today. I'm trying to see, am I still on my screen sharing? All right, but yeah, they got blown out today. That was like the first game of the day. I'm trying to see if I can pull up that. Um, all right, here we go. My bad. That was yesterday. I'm talking about, yeah, that was yesterday. That was yesterday when the Fever played the Sky. Today, the Lynx beat the Liberty. The Atlanta Dream, they actually beat the Phoenix Mercury today. That's like the number 3 and the 4 team, so that was like a good game to look at. Who else? The Mystics, they're trying to get into the playoffs still. They beat Dallas Wings. Um, the LA Sparks, they beat the Seattle Storm today. The Oh yeah, yeah, you are good. I'm a no, no, I wasn't putting the link out for you. I was just yeah, I just like throw it out there in general, like just in case like shit anybody out there that's watching the W in general if they popped in. But I'm gonna still keep going. I got like at least like 30 minutes or so just chatting it up. Um okay, so I've been going like the Los Angeles Sparks, that's not my team, but I've been going to catch some of their games. So I've probably been going to like one game a week. I've um I've seen them play this season. I went to eight Los Angeles Sparks games. I've went to 2 of the Golden State Valkyrie games, and I've went to one of the Las Vegas Aces games. Uh, and yeah, it's just cool. Like these tickets, like that's one of the things. Like these tickets, they're very affordable. They cheap, so you could go and like catch one of these games and stuff for pretty cheap. So that's definitely a good thing. Um, so yeah, I've been catching some of these games right now for the most part. Where's the tab? Where's the tab? Damn, I'm just like such a rookie when it comes to all right, here we go. I'm just such a rookie when it comes like to using this stuff. But all right, there we go. Yeah, just like showing some of the scores from today. But yeah, yeah, it's cool to just like be able to go, catch some of these games and everything. Um who okay, yeah, who else? Yeah, so these were the 5 games of today. Yesterday, yeah, that was so the Sky played the Fever yesterday, the Valkyries. Now, Dealer, you let me know. I don't think there's like another time in history where this happened, but the very first year of an expansion team and they make the playoffs, that's what the Golden State Valkyries are on the verge of doing. Um, so their home games, like all of their home games, be sold out. Like this, my expansion team, their very first year, all of their home games be sold out. They're really good at home. They just not good on the road. So their record is like 15-15. They're just not as good on the road. And like their number one player, they just lost her for the season. So that's like having a negative impact on them also. But it's crazy because like the Valkyries, like your playoff teams, like almost all the teams that's going to make the playoffs, they got like, at least like one blowout win over like every team that's in the playoffs. They be tripping. Yeah, they be getting off on some of these teams, bro. Um, So yeah, you got to give it to this Golden State Valkyries franchise. Next year, you got the Toronto Temple. That's going to be the new franchise coming. So that's another franchise coming. And then you have the Detroit Shock. Well, I'll just say you got a team that's coming to Detroit. You got a team that's coming to um, is it Cleveland? I don't know. I can't remember. You got a team that's coming to Cleveland, and you got a team that's coming to Portland. So you got at least an additional 3 teams that will be coming. So yeah, that's all good news as well. But yeah, I think that's like the first. Yeah, this is the first team, like expansion team in history, to make the playoffs, or at least possibly make the playoffs. Let me get that out. So let's see. Right now from today, like I said, most of these teams they got between like 9 and 11 games left. So I'm gonna pull up the standings now. And the good thing about the WNBA, so how they do their standings, like there's no Eastern Conference, Western Conference thing. It's the top 8 teams of the whole league. Like that's the teams that make it to the playoffs, and that's it. So you get the best teams. Like you're not going to see the teams with losing records and still making it. Like nah, it's just the top 8 teams, and that's that. Let me pull up a better. So yeah, I'm gonna go over the standings. Let me get it exactly from this site so it could be just in order. All right. Oh, you said it probably happened in the NHL and MLB. Yeah, it's definitely still huge. And it's just hard because like you started off with just none of the talent. Um, Matter of fact, let me I'll just throw this out there too. The WNBA is different from these other leagues because this is the only league where so you got 3 rounds. You got 13 teams, you got 3 draft rounds. The players in the first round, they're likely to get signed, but like you could get drafted in a W and not get signed. So like if you look at the second round, and the third round, you got like a lot of players that didn't get signed. And basically, like right now, the players in the draft out of this year's draft, I think it's like 50% of them are not even in the league at all. Like some of them never got like signed to the team that they got drafted by. Like they went to the training camp, trained, and they didn't make the team. And so like now they went and played overseas and stuff. Some of them did make the team and then they got released like during the year. So yeah, that's crazy how it works with the W. You could get drafted and not excuse me, you can get drafted and like not be playing. So yeah, it's different in the W. Like niggas can't just like you can't get happy just because you got drafted. So if you like a WNBA player going to the WNBA draft, I advise you like not to throw a draft party. I advise you don't throw a draft party. Like don't go spinning crazy and all of that. So yeah, now I'm just pulling up the rankings. So yeah, the Minnesota Lynx, they still number 1. They're going to be without Nafisa Collier for at least like another week, at least another week. She might be out into the playoffs, but yeah, they got the best record in the league, 27-5. Behind them is the New York Liberty and Atlanta Dream. They're tied. I think the New York Liberty. I don't know. I could have swore that Atlanta Dream like had the tiebreaker over the New York Liberty. I don't know if they're taking that in consideration or not, but even the times when the Atlanta Dream lost to the Liberty, it was like they could have beat the Liberty. They just kind of like dropped the ball at the end. Yeah, they just they just dropped the ball. But, like the Atlanta Dream, everybody like says if it's a team that could give the New York Liberty fits, it's the Atlanta Dream because of their size. They got like the 2 best play. Like you could say they got the best 3 and the best 2 in the game. And they got size. They got Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones. You can put on the court at the same time. Nas Hillman is looking like she's probably going to get the 6th Woman of the Year award. They got her. You got Tina Pow who could come off the bench and be nailing these threes. The only thing is like they just got to get some consistent play from their point guard Jordan Canada. But like I said, if not, Tina Pow, she comes off the bench and she'd be drilling the threes. And so like I said, like Atlanta Dream, I think if it's a team that the New York Liberty is scared of, Atlanta Dream is one of them. Like they could be a tough ass matchup. And if you just watched every game between them, they've always played them close. Like they should have swept that series if you ask me. Phoenix Mercury, they've been like in a little down slide because they were number 2. They've lost a few of their last games, but yeah, they're number 4 now, 19-12. They actually lost tonight as well. They damn, well, I can't think of just who they just played. But yeah, they just lost tonight. Oh yeah, yeah. Duh, I just said they just lost to Atlanta. They just beat the Fever a couple nights ago, but yeah, they just lost to Atlanta. So yeah, Phoenix Mercury, they just got to get on page. Indiana Fever, they come in at number 5 as far as in the standings. Like I said, they just lost to the Phoenix Mercury, but then they beat this Chicago Sky yesterday. They're 18-14, of course, playing without Caitlin Clark. They're very thin on the point guard position. They look so, like if Caitlin comes back, I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for the team because they kind of like changed their identity as like playing half court ball and like playing defense and stuff, team defense. So it's like if Caitlin comes back and she messes up that whole style of play, and then, like I said, Kelsey Mitchell has been leading the ship. She's been going off. She's had like multiple 30-point games. So, like, if Caitlin is going to have the ball in her hands, that's going to create less opportunities for Kelsey. I don't know how that's going to affect that team, but Kelsey Mitchell been balling. Yeah, she's had a few stinkers in between, but like she's been balling and carrying that team for sure. Aaliyah Boston, she's been playing cool for the most part. She could like have some stinkers as well, but yeah, Kelsey Mitchell has been dominating. She came out of USC or UConn, right? I'm trying to think of who. I just can't remember like who you're talking about, but I'm trying to think of what players I might have been talking about that came out of USC or UConn. I was glazing Ryan Howard. We could say Ryan Howard came out of Kentucky 4 years ago. But like I said, I don't know exactly who you're talking about. But if you reply, I'll just wait to reply, and I'm gonna keep going over some of these standings. Okay, Las Vegas Aces. Like I said, I was speaking about them earlier. They got off to like a terrible start. Las Vegas Aces, their team changed because they basically traded Kelsey Plum for Joel Lloyd. You know, Kelsey Plum, she wanted to be traded. She wanted to go to a team where she could be number 1, which is Los Angeles Sparks. So they traded Kelsey Plum, who was like a big piece of that team, had been with them for years, like her whole career. So they traded Kelsey Plum, who is their shooting guard. They get Joel Lloyd, who comes from the Storm. Joel Lloyd has even like last year, she averaged like a little bit less than 20 points per game. And like that sounds good, but even last year, she wasn't as good. Like she just wasn't as efficient as she usually is. And then it's like she gets she comes from South Carolina. And see, you look like D-Lo, just because of where we come from. Like when you say, I know when y'all say USC, y'all mean like Southern South Carolina. But like, of course, over here we would think like the USC out here in LA. But she just came from South Carolina. By the way, speaking of USC, I just read Dawn Staley's book last. That was a good book. But that's Taina Pow. She's a Pacific player. Yeah, she plays for the Atlanta Dream now. And I like Tina Pow. Like I said, she can knock down the 3 ball. She plays good team defense. You could tell like she'll grow into a good player. I like the Atlanta Dream. Period. Like I said, they got Brittany Griner. The only thing about Brittany Griner, she's like 35 now. Brittany Griner, like she's a player. She can't play. You can't play her heavy minutes, and you definitely can't play her like she can't play her back to back. Like the few times when they've had a back to back game, or like these road trips, you got to just like limit her minutes because it's just at a point in her career her knees can't take it. So even though she starts, their best lineup is when she's off the floor and they put in this player named Nas Hillman. Nas Hillman, like she's shooting a three now. She's playing defense and everything. She's rebounding. So they got a nice squad. They got Brianna Jones. Um, yeah, they got Bree Jones. Like, they got a nice squad. I'm telling you, like, I can see them getting to the semifinals. Um, who was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Las Vegas Aces. So they got off to a bad start, but like I said, now they've been able to put it together. They've they got a winning record. Jewel Lloyd, when they brought in Jewel Lloyd, she just wasn't like a good fit. They just had her sitting in the corner on offense for the most part. She didn't really understand like the playbook. So there was times when she'd be running into Asia. Then she's really like a shooting guard. You got her playing the power forward. She's just so undersized at that position. So it just wasn't a good fit for her. So just a few games ago, like maybe like what 4 or 5 games ago, they decided to bring Jewel Lloyd off the bench. And now she's playing better coming off the bench. So maybe that's they'll just continue to do that for the rest of the season. But Jewel Lloyd, like she's just not like a good fit for the Aces. Talented player, just not a good fit for the Aces. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, bringing her off the bench moving forward. Number 7, Golden State Valkyries. How is the girl from USC out there recovering? I forgot. Oh, okay, you're talking about from California's USC, Juju Watkins. So I seen her at I recently seen her at, I think it was the WNBA All-Star game. Yeah, I believe so. So like she's definitely like in a physical therapy process. Um so I know, like, as far as like so far it's coming along well. She's rehabbing and stuff. Um that injury is usually like a year long. All right. What up, Eric? I was talking about Brittany Griner. I know you're familiar with Brittany Griner. So Brittany Griner, she plays for the Atlanta Dream, and I was just saying that because this is what, like, her 13th year in the league. And yeah, she's like 35, and because she's 6'9", that like that type of frame on a woman, that could be tough. She just had a point to where even though she's a starter, they can't play her like that many minutes just because like her knees, she can't handle playing like multiple games on the road and all that stuff. So they got to like rest her and like limit her minutes. That's what I was saying. But okay, D'Lo, you talking about Juju Watkins. Yeah. So yeah, Juju, like, her recovery is coming along. The thing is, like I said, that ACL tear, that's usually like a year injury of being out. So, and she tore it in the tournament, March Madness. So I don't know if, like, what if like she could recover even before March Madness? Like, I don't know if they're going to bring her back. I don't know, because it's like you don't want to risk bringing her back too soon and then she re-injures it again. So I don't know if they would allow her to play sometime next year. So it's going to be like just kind of interesting just to see how they go about handling her. Because if she's ready to play for March Madness, it's like, do you really bring her back when, like, in March Madness, when it's the most competitive, the most physical, the most serious? Like, do you really bring her back coming off of an ACL and she hasn't had any time to like, like get in the groove, like to warm her up properly? That's a big risk. So I don't know, man. Yeah. Her frame is kind of wicked. Yeah, like 6'9". Like I said, she's got like what, like 13, 14 years in the league. So her knees are just tired and stuff. Um, but nonetheless, she definitely gives them some quality minutes in times. Like, she can still give you over 10 points. Some games she could snag like 6 rebounds and stuff. So, that's Brittany Griner. For like next year, yeah, she might be delegated to a bench player, but she could still come in and contribute. Like, she was on the Olympic team last year, and she was giving them some quality minutes last year on the Olympic team. So, there's definitely still a place for her in a W for sure. Um, and hell, Brittany, she just gave like 13 years, yeah, her whole career to Phoenix. Um, all right, so let's go. Oh yeah, Golden State Valkyries, number 7. They're so like, yeah, right now they would be in the playoffs if the playoffs started. Number 7, They're ranked number 7. So like I said, this team, they be having sold out home games. They're good at home. They just not as good on the road, and they've lost some close games on the road. It's just that they just can't really win on the road. And the downfall of this would be, of course, if they made the playoffs, they would start out on the road. So, like I said, being that they're not like a good road team, they would have to play against New York Liberty, and that most likely wouldn't go too well for them. So, you most likely wouldn't see them getting out of the first round, anyways. But just for the fact that an expansion team like made it to the playoffs, that's above and beyond as far as like achievements and stuff. Okay, so right now there's 13 WNBAs like this season. There's 13 WNBA teams this year. Um, Next year you got the Toronto Temple coming, so that's going to be the 14th team, and then you also have a team in I think you got a team. Hold on, I'm about to double check because I keep getting it mixed up. Um, you got a team coming in Portland. You got a team coming in Detroit, Cleveland, and Philadelphia. Okay, my bad. You got 2 teams coming next year. Toronto Temple and Portland Fire. Those 2 teams will be next year. And then um in like between 2029 and 2030, you got Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. They're going to be bringing teams. So next year you'll have 15 teams, and then by the end of 2030, you'll have 18 teams. So that's a lot of growth. Yeah, they're trying to get a team to come to Philly. Yeah, they're getting a team. And of course, I don't know if you know who Don Staley is, Eric, but yeah, they're of course they're going to try to at least make an attempt to get Don Staley to come and be that head coach. You know that Don Staley has a statue in Philly. They're definitely going to try to get her to come be that head coach. And Don Staley, she's making like some really good money at South Carolina. So like imagining what they're going to have to pay her to get her to come to Philly. So that she's in a great position, man. Um, yeah. Dawn was a baller, and I was just telling D'Lo that I just finished reading her book last year. She just came out with a book like last month. I just finished reading her book, and it's just a real good book. Her The thing is, like, we didn't get to see all of Dawn in her prime because the WNBA started in 1996. Dawn, she was playing in this other women's league, and she didn't make it to the WNBA until was it like 1999? So she was like 29 and 30 when she made it over there. So like her knees were like already like on their last limb pretty much. And she even like says it in the book. She says like her knees weren't as good as they were. But yeah, okay, yeah. I heard I heard that the Knicks were interested in hiring her. I don't know, like if they ultimately like said no. I don't know if they like extended an offer to her or any. I don't know any of that. But even to me, that's even like like a breakthrough right there. The fact that they were even interested in possibly hiring her as a head coach, I think that's definitely like something positive to that's a positive you could take away. That's like a good thing for women's sports. But yeah. So it's like we didn't get to see all of Dawn, like her prime, because like I said, she got to the W when she was like 29 and 30. All right, y'all. Now look, check this out. Dawn, now look, while she's playing in the WNBA, she was also the head coach of the women's basketball team for Temple University. Now I'm gonna say it again. While being like a starting all-star player in the WNBA, she was the head coach of Temple University as well at the exact same time. Like, bro, that's amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like Dawn is great, man. That's amazing. Yeah, so but yeah, Golden State Valkyries, they've definitely overachieved this year. Number 8, Seattle Storm. I'm so disappointed in the Seattle Storm. Look, at one time they were like number 4 in the rankings. Okay, if y'all remember, like when I be telling y'all, I'd be like, "Hey, I got the best player. I got the best player." I be talking about this player on the Seattle Storm. It's this rookie named Dominique Malunga. So she's 19 years old. She was playing in like she's Cameroon. As far as her nationality, but she was just playing like she grew up in France, and so she was just playing. She just got drafted. Like she's a rookie. She's 19 years old. She's from France, so she has some professional experience over there playing in France. But she's only 19 years old. She's 6'6". Like she could shoot the three. She could play defense, offense. She could rebound. She runs the court. She could dunk. I mean, she's dunked in like just practice and stuff. So she's looking like the women's version of Giannis. I mean, not Giannis, but the women's version of Victor Wembanyama. So like I just love her, like her style of play and everything. That's why like y'all be seeing me talking about like, I got the best player and stuff. Um so she's finally started to get playing time. So that's a good thing. It's just like the Seattle Storm, they just need like a new coach. Like when you could see a team, they just like constantly losing close games. That's when it comes down to strategy. It's like the coaching at the end can make all the difference. And they keep losing these razor thin games at the end. They just need a new coach by now. That they coach Noah Quinn, like she just be more focused on looking good on the sideline and stuff. And like, yeah, man, they need a new coach. Like the players, like the players are balling for the most part. It's just when it comes down to execution at the end, you can just tell like she's getting out coached, and that's causing them to lose games. So, yeah, coming in at number 8, that's the Seattle Storm. Um, I mean, if they, right now, if they had to play against the Minnesota Lynx in the playoffs, they would definitely wouldn't win that series. Noah Quinn would likely get fired. They just need a change. A lot of people, matter of fact, speaking of the Storm, because they have Skylar Diggins as a starting point guard, a lot of people want to see Skylar Diggins go to Minnesota next year. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let me Oh yeah. When Cynthia Cooper could have played in this era. Yeah, I actually like Cynthia Cooper as well. Yeah, definitely. She only played like 4 years because once again she's another player who she only like she was like already older when the WNBA started, so she only gave him like so many years, and then yeah, she retired. But yeah, Cynthia Cooper definitely would have liked to have seen her play. All right, I'm gonna just give y'all like another interesting just like another interesting point. So next year, I mean at the end of this year, the CBA, how you have like the NFL CBA, the NBA CBA. So the CBA for the WNBA is due this year, and at the same time, you got like 85% of the WNBA is going to be free agents this year. So can y'all imagine like just imagine if the NFL, if like 85% of all the players were going to be free agents. Like can y'all imagine how that would look? Just imagine like just how much change would happen. Just imagine like how much change would happen if 85% of the players in the NFL were free agents at the exact same time. Like that would be crazy. Yeah, right. And okay, and like you going into a CBA year where you about to get like paid more money and all type of stuff. You still got like rookies coming out of the draft class like that would just be crazy. Yeah, that's like playing a video game. The my fantasy players stuff. That would be crazy. So yeah, that's what's about to happen. In the WNBA, like by like 80% of the league is going to be free agents. Um, yeah, they're about to go through this whole like CBA thing because the WNBA they own like 44% of the league. The NBA owns like over 50% of it. Um, out of like the total money generated, the WNBA they get like 9.4% of it like goes to the players. No, like nine, yeah, like 9.4% of it goes to the WNBA. So yeah, they're definitely like trying to get that number to about like 24% or so. So it is a possibility that you might not even see a WNBA season next year. They might lock out. They might do a holdout because okay, like rookies coming into the WNBA, they be on a salary of like 74,000, like 68,000, uh, like 74,000, depending on like which year you came in. The highest paid players, and it's only like a few of them making this, but like 249,000. That's like the max. That's like the highest paid player, period. Um, Let me see. He says that reminds me of that year when they started buyout of the NBA contracts and them paying out them $100 million deals. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, yeah, bro. Remember when Sean Kemp? Yeah, that's why he got traded, right? Isn't that why he got traded to Cleveland? Because tell me, Eric, is that when he already on Cleveland, or like was he still in Seattle and he got traded to Cleveland because he came back so out of shape? But yeah, I remember it was one around that time. Um, okay, remember this other? I don't know if it was the same. No, it had to be a different one. But remember, it was that one lockout year and then Grant Hill was in the league. I remember it was this commercial where Grant Hill, it was like a Sprite commercial, but Grant Hill was like mowing the lawn in the Sprite commercial. That I remember, that was like another CBA year, and I just thought that commercial was hella funny. But yeah, Sean Kemp was so out of weight. Vin Baker, yeah, just came back out of weight after they got those deals. And yeah, both of them dudes, like their careers, that was kind of like the end of their prime for sure. James Tony style. Yeah, he left the Sonics and signed a big deal with the Cavs, and he got fat from the lockout, I believe. Yeah, because you remember Sean, he didn't play much. He doesn't have like much time actually playing for the Cavs because he was always like injured and stuff. And that's why people be comparing Zion Williams to him because like this dude, he's running around with excess weight. And yeah, you gotta believe this stuff is taking its toll on him. Just like Luca. When you see Luca getting these like some of Luca's injuries, it's like non-contact injuries, little stuff like that. That's got to be just excess weight on him, and that's why um, um, the Dallas Mavericks were mad at him and were willing to trade him because dude had that weight on him, and he even suffered some of those same injuries last year. Even being with the Lakers. Um, But yeah. Sean Kemp, like I said, James Tony style. He put that weight on and was never able to get it off, and that was like kind of like the end of seeing him. At least Kemp was late in his career. Okay, I didn't know it was like late in Kemp's career. Sorry, I guess so. You telling me it was like at a point where he was probably starting to lose that athleticism because Kemp wasn't a tall guy for sure. I don't remember like how many years he had played in Seattle alongside Gary Payton before that happened. Yeah, he said the Cavs got rid of him, then he went to Portland. See, I even forgot about this. Honestly, Eric, I forgot about it because I just remember like Cavs got him, and then the Cavs were sorry at the time, so they weren't getting like much. They weren't getting like much nationally televised games, and I just like wasn't seeing Kemp anymore. I forgot that he even went to Portland. Uh, okay, yeah. See, I'm tripping. I don't know why I'm thinking Kemp was like another Charles Barkley like type guy for some reason. Yeah, I'm tripping. It shows you I done definitely lost some knowledge of Sean Kemp. My bad. Yeah, Luca and Zion. Yeah. Zion. Look, he came back. Yeah, like second year, and that's when they seemed like he was just so out of shape. And then that's when I think they enforced like some type of weight clause. You got to come into camp a certain weight and everything. Yeah, like second year. Luca's like what 26 now, I believe. Having been having weight issues ever since his second year. There's I'm gonna just tell y'all like a little story. Uh Before Caitlin Clark came, now, I'm not saying that this girl was going to be as good as Caitlin, but there was this Native American girl from Oregon named Shawnee Schimmel, and she got drafted by the Atlanta Dream in what year was that? Like 2013. Let me check. What year did Shawnee Schimmel get drafted? I want to say like 2014. Yeah, it's like 2014. So she as a rookie, she made the All-Star team. I'm not, like I said, she wasn't as good as Caitlin, but like she could shoot the three. Um, she had like the fancy passes and all that stuff, like all the stuff that people like Caitlin for. Shawnee Schimmel, she had that stuff. So in her first year, she made as a rookie, she made the All-Star team, and she balled out in in the All-Star game. She like balled out. I can't remember if she won. Yeah, I think she won the All-Star MVP in an All-Star game. So like she balled out. Um, the next season she comes back for her sophomore year. Yeah. She was like native. She's like a Native American out of Portland, and it was like so much praise, but also pressure for her to like make it out of just like to make it to the W, because she came from like she came from like a impoverished background, and they even did a documentary on her, like showing how like she came from poverty and stuff. So she had like a whole Native community that was just like supporting her to make it to the W. So she gets drafted, she makes it to the W. Like I said, she has a real good rookie year. Like I said, this was just what year was that? That was like, yeah, like 2014. She came into the league 2014. Um her second year in the league, she comes back. She's so out of shape, like out of shape, just like bad. She never got in shape. Like she never got in playing shape that whole second year. So the fact that she never got in shape, the Atlanta Dream, they traded her. So mind, like she's only like 23 getting traded. Basically like she could never get back in shape, so her career was ended up premature, and like she gets kicked out of the WNBA just because like she's out of shape, and everything just kind of went downhill from her. So it just shows you, man, like I said, we got James Toney in boxing. um the same thing has happened to some of these athletes also. I'm pretty sure y'all can name some of these other athletes like where the same thing happened. Basketball players and stuff, they just couldn't come in shape. Rain Man. Oh yeah, Rain Man. D'Lo, who you talking about? We say Rain Man, because I'm thinking why am I thinking of N1 player when you say Rain Man? I don't know why. Um Clyde. Okay, you talking about Clyde Drexler? Okay, yeah, yeah, you talking about Clyde? Yeah. Um. Okay, yeah. So okay, yeah, yeah. My bad. I'm tripping. Yeah, Kemp. My bad. Yeah, we was just talking about Kemp. Duh. My bad. Yeah. Ate her way out of her prime. Yeah, base. Um, got so had just such a great off season, and yeah, just couldn't get back in shape to where they traded her, and yeah, that was messed up because um the Atlanta Dream, they had this other player named Angel McCoughtry, who is like one of the greatest, definitely like one of the greatest players ever, but like one of the greatest two-way players. So they was like kind of hoping that you could get Shawnee Schimmel and Angel McCoughtry to, like help build this dynasty. But then, yeah, Shawnee Schimmel kind of like messed that all up. And even one of those years, the Atlanta Dream, they made it to the WNBA finals. They just couldn't like beat the Minnesota Lynx. But yeah, that messed like a lot of stuff up. A great player like Angel McCoughtry never got to win a championship. Um, I'm trying to think like what other players would be like Sean Kemp. Now you see you got players like Zach Randolph who like he carried some weight but he was in shape. You look at Joker. Um he's not, I wouldn't say like Joker is overweight, but he's also like not slim. But like you could tell he'll be a guy like he doesn't have like if you like he took his shirt off, you'll see like he's not ripped or anything, but he still is in shape. Like look where he plays at. Oh yeah, DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, he is another one. He was also like his he's another one. Remember like he was having all those injuries. That's probably a reason why. Like when you see guys who just have these like they just get these non-contact injuries and stuff and like have lingering injuries, that's what it could be. Just there's excess weight on you. But yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, yeah, I remember. Yeah, him being with the Kings so much and just being injured and stuff, and even since then hasn't been able to consistently maintain a bill of health. Last time I checked, he was playing. I know he's still playing somewhere like overseas right now. I can't remember where, but hey, D'Lo, I don't know why this just came to my head. Remember, Ticket TV was playing in the DR, I believe. Remember that, D'Lo? Ticket TV. Oh man. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Okay, the Los Angeles Sparks. They finally like started to put together. This is a team who they got like a lot of offensive talent, but like all of their players, they are like lackluster on defense. They're like mostly lackluster on defense. They got this one tall, skinny white girl named Cam Brinkley. Now, like she's like the only good player on defense. I'm not saying like Cam Brinkley is Angel Reese, but I'll just say like her game is somewhat similar. Man, this girl, it's like she just has a habit for getting blocks, and she's a great defender, and like she's only in her second year. So the Sparks, their problem is they got like a lot of offense, but no defense, and that's why they were struggling so much. But they just started putting together a run, and I think they've won like 8 of their last 10 games, something like that. So now they have a chance to make the playoffs. And speaking of which, the over like the last week, they've beat the Storm twice. So they on the Storm ass. So if the Sparks, even if they get tied up with the Storm, I think they would own the I would have to like check, but they might own the tiebreaker over the Storm. Y'all know how that goes. So, that's going to hurt the Storm if the Sparks own that tiebreaker, or if they own the series over them. So, the Sparks are still there. Let me see. Clyde was literally, yeah, right behind him. Yeah. There was a time when I felt like as far as like at the two, it was like Clyde was like the next best like wing player. Cousins is overseas and Reese got suspended for telling the fan it's SMD during the game. Yeah, ticking. Yeah, remember Rob Stewart one day? Like Rob Stewart, he had found like clips of Ticket, and he was like bringing up his salary and stuff, and basically like it was like some dudes on YouTube that was saying like Ticket was sorry at basketball, but I was like, yeah, at least the brother made it to play professionally in DR. Like that's cool. I think one time like he might have played for like the Lakers G League. Don't hold me to it, but I think so. Um, okay, the Washington Mystics. Now this is like to me they've already like overachieved because they were supposed to be going through a rebuilding year. They got Sonia Citron and Kiki Ariafin. Those are their two rookies, and those girls have been like balling. They both made the All-Star game. Like they're rookies, so you see like the Mystics. They got their future core. They got them that they got their future core players to build around. So they still have a chance. They still got a chance to make the playoffs. let me see, 17. So they got 13. Yeah, they got like 13 games left. Yeah, so they yeah, see, like they can still make the playoffs. There's like a third of the season left, so you can still make the playoffs. Chicago Sky, yeah, they're like these three teams, they're not going to make the playoffs. Like, like these are only three teams you can say for sure that's not going to make the playoffs. So between from number 10 to look, you can see like from 7 to 14, there's only like a one game difference between some of these teams. So two slots left, four teams within that chase between two slots. So that's what I'm saying. It could get interesting. Um, the Storm, they need to turn it around because they were like number 4 at or number 5 at one time. They got to turn stuff around. Golden State Valkyries, they're trying to hold on. Vegas and Fever, they've definitely turned things around, and they're doing cool. So, that's I love this stuff about the sports like that playoff race and stuff. Like when it comes down to the end of the season, like games count. It's a good thing. Um, this team, Connecticut Sun, like I said, they're about to be sold. So, like I said, they're just going through a whole rebuilding phase. Um, Another thing too that's coming up, because like they're really starting to put money into the WNBA. Like what y'all don't be knowing, like some of these teams don't be having training facilities for the players. So they're making every one of these teams get like training facilities, but yeah, you have teams that just don't have training facilities. So like the New York Liberty, they share the same training facility that the Brooklyn Nets use. This team, the Phoenix Mercury, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Last year, the Phoenix Mercury, while they were in the playoffs playing against I forgot. Well, in one of the because they made it to the semifinals, but last year when they were in the playoffs, now mind you, they're in the playoffs, like fighting to win like a championship. They're in the playoffs. They had a practice where they were only able to use half of the court because the other half of the court was being occupied by a birthday party for like a little like 3-year-old. So they could only use half of the court. Now, just imagine that. Like, imagine, imagine, whoever pick a team. Imagine like one of y'all teams. Yeah, yeah. Uh, imagine, imagine like OKC and them. They come in and it's like it's time for them to practice, and they're like in the semifinals, and they're trying to like get ready so they could win a playoff game, which every playoff game counts, and half of the court is occupied because is being occupied by a 3-year-old's birthday party. Like just imagine that. So some of these women, yeah, like they've even had complaints, and that's why like now all of these organizations they're trying to make sure that they get um facilities with like built and stuff because if you don't have a facility, it's like, how are you going to attract good players that want to come to your team? So I'm gonna just give you like an example, Eric. So the New York Liberty, they have plans in place where they're getting a facility built for them where um, they're going to have restaurants, and I'm talking about just a practice facility, like their training facility. They're going to have, I think, like 3 basketball courts. One of the basketball courts, they're going to have like these big screen TVs and stuff, so they could watch film right there on the court. Each player is going to have like a little like studio apartment like right there on the same property. They're going to have a coffee shop. They're going to have like 3 restaurants. They're going to have a masseuse, state of the art gym. They're going to have like a pool, like 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 everything you could think of that you would want in a training facility. They're going to have it, and it's probably stuff that I'm forgetting about. So that's what they're going to have in their facility. So just like take that, keep that in mind. Now let's look at a team like the Connecticut Sun, for example. They don't have any training facility. Right now, the Chicago Sky, they don't have their own dedicated training facility. Um, the Los Angeles Sparks, they're still getting one, but like they still don't have their own dedicated training facility. They share the one that the Lakers use. So Like, imagine everything I just told you about the New York Liberty. How are you going to attract a top player to go to the Connecticut Sun who's sharing half of the court with a 3-year-old during a playoff practice, and the New York Liberty going to have a training facility where you got your own studio, apartment, and everything else? Like, there's just no way you're going to be able to compete, you know? So that's a huge factor when it comes to trying to be competitive as far as like attracting free agents and stuff. Yeah, yeah, literally, like basically, yeah. Um, for the Chicago Sky, Candace Parker. Now, mind you, she was in a league. Candace Parker was in a league. She just retired last year. Like, she was in the league for, I mean, not last year, but yeah, but the year before last year. But she was in the league for like 13 seasons, I believe. No, no, yeah, it got to be longer than 13 seasons. Yeah, she got to have like 15 seasons in. But for like most of her career, she didn't even have her own dedicated locker. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, I'm talking about like her own locker, not a locker room, like even like a locker. She never had her own personal locker for most of her career. So that just shows you like how far behind, as far as just like the emphasis to like, give these women things that basic athletes. Well, yeah, yeah, basically like, hey, we'll just give you like a membership to go to LA Fitness and work out with the public. Yeah, pretty much typical stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy how you know it's just so different. So like, if you hear, like, you might hear some of these women complaining how like they don't have like not even equal rights, just like basic rights and stuff. Like, this is why, like, you walking around, you don't even have your own locker. You don't have like a practice facility or like a facility where you go to just like to um like work out or like rehab in case like you suffered like a twisted ankle during a game. I mean, you got to wait until the facility opens for practice just to go get just to go get treated and stuff. If you want to go get like a late night session in or something, like, you don't even have those privileges. So yeah, this like just a lot of things that these women be going through. Um, yeah, man, like it's a lot of stuff, man. That just have you like shaking your head. Um, Let me see. So yeah, so like, like I said, it's about, see, 32. So they got, okay, like this team, they have 12 games left. They got New York Liberty have like 14 games. I said you got some injuries around the W. You got I mean, just like naming some of the players that's injured right now. You got Caitlin, who's injured but is supposed to come back. Nafisa Collier, that's injured. Uh Angel Reese is injured. I don't know if she's coming back. It wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't come back, because like they're not even playing for a playoff spot. So it won't surprise me if she's not coming back. You got Kayla Thornton, who is an all-star uh, for the Golden State Valkyries. She's out for the season. That was a big blow to them. Monique Billings for the Golden State Valkyries. She's injured right now. She'll probably be back like right before playoffs start if they can make it. Um, what can they do to get more support from females and LGBTQ communities to become bigger? Um, that is a good question, because it's kind of like only the hardcores are fan, like the WNBA fan base is shared by the the fans that watch college hoops, like women's college hoops. And as you know, uh, for most of those schools, they don't make money for the programs. So it's still kind of like a small niche community. And it's probably more men that watch the WNBA. So it's like, yeah, what can they do just like to gain more support from the females? It's just a good question. I feel like now with Angel Reese, like how she's branding herself and like becoming like just like making herself popular amongst like the crowd even outside of uh like people, in sports. Like, she has like like she's getting involved with stuff, lip gloss brand and stuff like that. That's gonna like, help. Of course, you got like the Caitlin Clark, where it's just like, yeah, like everybody loves her. But like, how do you just like grab some of these women who aren't into sports and bring them in? Yeah, I think it's like the Angel Reeses and stuff, who are like, starting to like tread over and like capture that casual crowd. And hopefully you like capture some of those eyes and have them come. As well as just like getting some of the let's just say like more like the sports, like more like the NBA fans, maybe you could like grab more of them and bring them over. Um Now I know you also said like some of the LGBTQ community. Um that's like I see where you're going, because of course I guess a lot of like lesbians in the league. So I was like, how would you gather some of them? That's a good question also. I probably like, yeah, I really don't have a clue like how to, I just really don't have an answer for it. But it is a good question, because hell, if I was like trying to build up the W, I would definitely say like, hey, we should probably be trying to target this group as well. So that's a good question as well. I just don't have an answer for it. Um, but yeah, it still has like a lot of growing to do. They just okay, before like last year, they only had like one person that was working for WNBA, like doing marketing and stuff. And then like they hired, like now they have like 37 employees that are like dedicated to marketing. But before they only had like one person dedicated to marketing. So it just shows you like how far behind they were. And I think that's a problem also. They were just like so far behind as far as basic stuff that should have been incorporated. A la, having a dedicated practice facility, having like more marketing and stuff. Also, he says, I also noticed the WNBA players don't even seem to lift each other up as a fraternity either. They seem to carry that cutthroat competitive attitude off the court. Um, okay, you know what, Eric? I would say, okay, the All-Star weekend just passed. Um, what was it, like July 25th, like that whole weekend? I wish you could have caught, there was like this stream that was going on called Stud Buzz. So basically it's these two lesbians on the Minnesota Lynx. They did like a 72-hour live stream. But basically, when they were at like the WNBA All-Star parties, you could see like all of the WNBA players like in there partying, having a good time, drinking and stuff. So it seemed like it was like no animosity. They were all like, lifting each other up and all that stuff. Like I said, like that frat type of feeling. I think it probably needs to be more of that. Um, yeah, I would say they probably just need to display more of that. The thing is too, another thing that I just thought of. Okay, when like the WNBA season ends, over half of the league, they usually like they take off and they go overseas, like to play overseas. So there's not a lot of time for these women to like, to be like hanging out outside of like them just practicing and playing games and stuff. Cause like once the season ends, it's like, yeah, these two players, they're going to be in a totally different country and they might be competing against each other. And what if they're in a country where they compete against each other and they get paid more money? So, okay, like right now, I'll give you an example. The Europe league, the Europe championships just ended a few weeks ago. You got two women on this team right here. Make sure you with me. Let me take this off the screen so I could see. Okay, this team right here, the New York Liberty, Leonie Fevich and Emma Mieseman, they were playing against each other in like the semifinals. So that they're both like from Europe. So they've probably no, I know for a fact they've played against each other in Europe way more than they've play like, with each other. So they're used to seeing each other more so as competitors. They just right now on the same team in USA. So that could be a factor also. It could be. Yeah, like, hey, I gotta be cool with this girl, but then I know, hey, after like this month, after October end, and nigga, I gotta up a pistol on her because we gotta play against each other. That might be a factor. Um, let me see. Let me turn this down. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, like and one thing that does have to stop though, I will say, um, they got to get control of all of this like BS stuff, like all of this these like clickbait videos and stuff that shows it makes it appear like it's just like so much racism going on and like it's so much hatred for like the top women and all that. Yeah. That was my ring camera going off. So yeah, I had to check that. I just muted it. Um but yeah, they gotta that's like another thing too. They gotta try to get like some type of control over like these algorithms like the TikTok and YouTube shorts as far as like how these AI generated videos be painting like all the players are against each other. Because I don't know if Eric, I don't know if a part of what you're talking about is how this shows like the league. It'll be like a video that says the whole league. This is why Caitlin Clark is considering quitting the WNBA. Them videos be fake as a mother. Um, the whole league is racist towards Caitlin Clark, and I think I found out why. Nigga, them videos be hella fake, but a lot of people be buying into that shit. You got motherfuckers that's talking about um, it needs to be an investigation into the WNBA trying to hurt Caitlyn, like all type of stuff like that. And I'm like, man, that stuff is like so fake. But it's like y'all only getting y'all news from like AI videos, clickbait stuff. For example, uh, who was it? MZ. It was MZ actually. He was saying, okay, MZ, he fell for it. He believed this one video where it was like Caitlin Clark saying Angel Reese think her shit don't sink. Well, what it really was, that was like one of them lip sync videos. That was like one of them lip sync videos. And but you see, like when they put out stuff like that, that makes people think that that it's like these women hate each other. So that's what I'm saying. I think they might need to get control of that stuff also. Okay, yeah. Now this is actually MZ popping in, y'all. So yeah, that's him saying what's up. Yeah. I had to mute my ring camera. He said, "Oh, I didn't know they still play overseas." Oh yeah. They definitely still play overseas. Okay. Look, I'm reading. Let me make sure I turn this on mute. Okay, like right now, I'm reading the Candace Parker book. And she said, like this is what she said, like from out of her, out of her own mouth, like her own words. She said, okay, as far as like her professional career, she had to view America as vacation and overseas as like her primary home because she would spend more time over there. And she said, like people don't be understanding like why they do that, but you got to understand she had some years where she made 20 times more playing overseas than what she would make from playing in the WNBA. I'm gonna say it again. 20 times more playing for like Russia. She played for Russia for 6 seasons. Then she played in China for 2 seasons. She played in Turkey for 1 season. So she's saying when she spent as far as like Russia, she made some years she made 20 times more overseas than what she would make in the WNBA. So like imagine like right now, like I said, the rookies coming in and stuff, they're like making like 68,000. So so imagine like 15, 16 years ago when Candace Parker came in the league. Cause she came in like 09. Let me double check. What was Candace Parker draft? Was it 08 or 09? Oh yeah, oh wait, oh wait. All right. So yeah, like imagine what those salaries were in oh wait. If they're getting paid like 68,000 now, imagine what the salaries was in oh wait. And so she's like, yeah, nigga, that's why she yeah, that's why those women go overseas. So like even like some of the women, like as soon as like if they win a championship, it ain't like, oh, we get to kick back and celebrate and rest. Nigga, some of them women is like gearing up and going overseas. Nigga, basketball year round. MZ, MZ has a basketball background playing. So, and I know he has. I'm pretty sure MZ got like homeboys that went and played overseas and stuff. So he would know about that stuff firsthand. Hell yeah, they do. But Brittany says she is done. Yeah, okay. Now look, see, like somebody like Brittany, because she's like had sponsorships and stuff, and it's like, yeah, like Brittany could afford to that. And truth be told, Brittany has had like multiple seasons where she's made like 200,000 and stuff. So like she's one of the few that can afford to do that. Um, like I said, most and like look how many years like Brittany played also. She's like 14 years in. Like, some of them girls don't even got that many years in. So like she's an outlier. Um, but yeah, I know why you said that though. So after that goddamn pin, I say the same thing, man. I'm not even leaving the USA. Um, okay, yeah, yeah. See, yeah. This is MZ, just saying stuff and all that. Monica Wright, McCall. Oh, okay, yeah, that's your favorite player. Okay, Monica Wright. Okay, okay. So yeah, D-Lo at least been like keeping up for a minute. Um, yeah. Brittany, she ain't like her overseas. Honestly, I don't even think she could get like a contract overseas. Like I said, she's just at a point in her. Oh, my bad, my bad. MZ is trying to get in. My bad. Um, yeah, Brittany, she's at a point in her career. Like I said, she can't play heavy minutes. And the thing is, like when you go overseas, like they look for you to be like a key player in them like winning a championship and like bringing over just like more fans to the games and stuff. So yeah, Brittany, she's not in a position to do that anymore. So that's why yeah, like she most likely won't be playing overseas. Well, yeah, MZ, yeah, you can unmute your own mic whenever you wanted to. So I don't got to do that for you. Hell, you can just hop in whenever you want to. He said,
Oh, I was
wife
sitting back,
picked Gray.
uh,
Okay. You talking about here,
oh shit.
you talking about Asia Wilson. This is one of her looks. Let me see if I can pull that image up. That's just like one of her. Okay, look, this is her with the pink hair. This is her with the yeah. This who okay, yeah, this is who he's talking about. Asia Wilson. Damn, why did I mess it up? Asia Wilson. Yeah, you talking about okay, Eric, I was telling D'Lo, I was telling you, damn, is M's okay. I thought MZ was coming off. I was telling um D'Lo earlier, Asia Wilson, she just broke the well, she was the first player today. She was the first player to ever have a 30-point, 20 rebound game. She just did that today. That's the first time it's been done in history. Hey,
Gotta salute her for that.
bro, why when you said that name, why was I was thinking Angel McCoughtry for something like I read this as McCoughtry, my bad, because we were just talking about Angel McCoughtry earlier, her from Atlanta. I don't know why I read this name as Angel McCoughtry.
You been
my,
hanging around
my
MZ too long. You just saying the wrong shit. That's all.
bad. Yeah, her
Can you hear me?
studs. I know
Hyphy,
wait,
can you hear me?
what you know about stud, but I don't know if you referencing stud buzz or not, but okay, yeah, that's Asia Wilson. She's been a 3-time MVP, 2-time WNBA champion. What other accolades? Yeah, she's from okay, no, I can't hear anything from MZ. If anybody in Yeah, I don't think anybody could hear MZ. Uh, I'll look out for you when you try to come back, MZ. But yeah, I couldn't hear anything from you. Um, y'all let MZ know if y'all think I hear you, MC. Oh shit. Okay, my bad. So hold on. Say something now.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Hey, I had my thing on mute. So all right. I'm gonna let you talk now. My bad.
Oh no, I'm just coming in. I happened to look up and see it live going. I had to come and check you out. So, you the man right now. But I do have to say, Asia Wilson had a hell of a game from those stats. I think it was like she had 20 rebounds and 30 some points and like 5 assists.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Bro. I went in Discord and I apologized to Trey, man.
Yeah, she acted up.
She tripping. Yeah, she tripped today. Nigga, that's a hell of a game. 37 minutes, 30 points, 32 points, 20 board, 5 assists.
That was a hell of a game. And
Yeah.
just to come in, not to take too much, but I heard you speaking about players that play overseas, and you're right. I do have a couple of people that I know that play overseas. Actually, I have a nephew that plays overseas. He played for Spain, and a great two great nephews that are primed and ready to start playing over there. But they're Spanish. They have Spanish citizenship. Um, so yeah, they went over there. Over there, they're treated like royalty. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball over there. My nephew is making good money. He doesn't have the problems that he faces in the United States. You know, I hear from him quite often, and he's just living a beautiful life over there and playing ball. That's all he got to do. He don't have to do anything else. He fell over there after getting hurt here in the U.S. Missed out on the draft, but when you balling and you stand on your game and everything, different opportunities open up, and he just happened to get called into Spain. He was in Barcelona for a minute. I forget what part he's in now, but yeah, I know what you mean when you say those guys over there be doing things like that where they be coming up real good.
Yeah. And see now I know, okay, like for the men, because they get just paid like a better salary even as rookies. So I know the men, like they're not gonna go overseas and be playing because like lack of money. So it's different. But I was explaining to the chat earlier, like these women, okay, like right now, the rookies, you'll make like 68,000. That's like the rookie contract right now.
Hmm.
Um, but so like you can understand like why these women, as soon as the WNBA season ends, like they might take off like 2 weeks and then they like on their way to another country.
Yeah, because they're fighting, they're scrapping, um, not just for the respect, but they scrapping for the money, for the contracts. And I understand how it is hard for them to get any momentum because the NBA is practically sucking life from them. People still lean toward the men games and things like that. Um, but the girls are playing great basketball, and I really I don't know if it's the fans that got to get fully on board, the higher ups or whatever. But as far as just looking at the girls' games, they are playing ball. They playing good ball. I mean, real good ball. Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson them when they were balling, you can see the game has evolved since they have been in the game. Cheryl Swoops and Tina Thompson and all them, the older ladies that the pioneers of it. The game has changed up a lot better, a lot. So hats off to them. I hope things start kicking off better for them. I hope that they start getting the money, kind of like the money is starting to flow for the girls in boxing. hate to bring the comparison up because the entities are way different, and the optics are way different. But man, if people just pay attention, and I know the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese thing is still a big thing in the NBA. And Hypey, you right. They caught me slipping with that mouth sync video
Yeah.
of them talking crazy. You know, they caught me on that one. You know, I'm gonna have to be a little more vigilant at what I look at and see. But other than that, they need to start doing something, like you said. They need to start doing something about this AI stuff because it's getting out of control. You
Well,
know, I'm thinking a couple of people might have to get hit with some defamation suits, and they'll start straightening up. If people start suing them for putting them out there in a way that they know that they not, they're gonna get in trouble for that. There should be some trouble, some consequences for that.
well, YouTube, and I know this is not going to stop everything, but YouTube, they recently changed their policies to where AI videos, like if it's just like fully AI, they're those videos can't be monetized. That's going to be one of their changes because the thing is, like a lot of these channels and stuff that be putting out videos, like okay, they got AI that could even make the videos. So it's like you don't need the human to do anything. And
In other
like they
words,
just
they
putting videos
done
out.
figured out a way to cheat. You don't have to do nothing
Yeah.
except tell the AI what to do when it does it for you.
And then MZ, like let's say if they buy, let's just say like if they make the video get, let's say like 11,000 views or 91,000 views, that's gonna make like people like us just click on it because like, oh, this got a lot of views. So now it start getting the real views.
That's insane.
Yeah, and that's what I be saying. Because like on a regular basis, like people they'll come up to me and they'll like ask me a WNBA related question, and I'll be like, what always be shocking me is like they'll ask me about something that happened like a month ago, but it's like I guess this AI video like it just started going viral, and then I'm like, all right, like I could like no disrespect, but I'm like, okay, I know like you didn't watch that game for a fact. So I'm like, yeah, that ain't even close to what happened.
Hmm.
But yeah, that this AI stuff is crazy. And yeah, this AI stuff is crazy. And see, I think it affects the W more because at least like with the NBA and the NFL, you got people that's like you got enough people watching that stuff that they could kill like these AI rumor videos quick. But if it's not a lot of people watching the actual W games, it's easier for that stuff to just float.
To slide by. Yeah, I feel you. Uh, Speaking of Asia Wilson, you said she was the first player in WNBA history.
Yeah, to have a game where at least 30 points and 20 rebounds.
She
And
had 30 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. She shot
yeah,
52% from the she had a 52% field goal rate, average. She hit 13 to 25 shots. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's hellified. That's that's like some Shaq numbers. If you
yeah.
look at it, that's like some Shaq numbers when he was doing his thing. 32, 20, and 5 and 2 steals. She balling. She balling out of control.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she dominated and the thing is her team, like the Las Vegas Aces,
Uh-huh.
they haven't like their record isn't like it's not all that. Like they just haven't been like having too much of a good year. So it seemed like it's just at that point of the year where she's just saying like, I'm just gonna put the team on my back and we're gonna ride it out like this.
What they sitting at let me see. I'm looking at the you say the Aces, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they sitting at 18 and 14.
Yeah, I'm about to pull up the standings again.
Yeah, they sitting at 18 and 14. Um which got them in sixth place. It got them in sixth place, but you know, They still, if I'm correct, they still got enough time to turn it around, don't they?
I mean, yeah, like they're a playoff team right now for sure. So like that's good enough. It's just like people gotta remember this is a team that they won like the championships in 22 and 23. And it's like when you compare those teams to where they at now, it's a clear like dip. And
Well,
yeah.
you can look at it as a dip, or have the other teams. And this is just a question that I'm posing to you because you hitting the WNBA a lot better than I am. Could it be that the other teams, the competition is starting to step up? They're getting a little better, so a team that would be as dominant as it used to be might be losing a little grip on it. Could that be playing a fact in it? Because I see that the Liberty is sitting at number 2. Who's number 1? Oh, the Lynx. You got the Dream at 3, Mercury at 4, the Fevers at 5. Oh my goodness, the Sparks are all the way down to number 9.
Yeah, the Sparks, they're another team, like they didn't start off the season too good. Like I was telling them, they defense is not good, but they got like offensive firepower.
They got to step their defense up in order to compete. Basketball wise, you got to be able to stop the other team. You got to be able to stop the other team. If you can't stop the other team, no matter how good your offense is, your chances of holding off everybody is going to be real slim. You know what I'm saying? That's key. In basketball, that's key. Being able to get stops is crucial. It is crucial. You depend on the rebound. You depend on defensive rebounding. Offensive rebound is a plus because you get 2 shots at it, maybe 3, depending on how many times you miss to get the rebound. You get a double shot for the rebound. But defensive rebounding, that stops the team. That stops the opposing team from getting another. You slowing they chances of scoring down. But being able to lock another team down, cause turnovers and things like that, that's all crucial, and that all comes from defense. That all comes from defense. So in order for them to be able to make a move and start capitalizing, they got to lock down on their defense. That's every team in the league, but I'm speaking on the Sparks especially. They need to go ahead and get it together. The Wings are looking horrible at 8-24.
Oh yeah. The Wings, that's a rebuilding team. Yeah, they're a rebuilding team. Now, like, I want to show you. See how damn I want to bring this girl up, but look, they here's what just helped the Sparks out a lot. They got this white girl named Cam Brinkley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now a team that need defense, nigga. Cam Brinkley is damn near like the white version of like Angel Reese almost. Like nigga, her defense is cold. Like MZ, she be getting like 5 blocks a game.
Wait a minute, did you just say Cole like Angel Reese? Are you giving Angel Reese some props tonight?
Hell yeah. I went in on Caitlin early.
What's wrong? Caitlin having well, I guess it's not the rookie crash on the wall of the sophomore. What's this? What year is this for her? 3? This their 3rd
Second.
year? This
Second.
their 2nd year? Oh, so she might be running into the sophomore wall.
Man, I'm just tired of Caitlin because well, I'm more so just tired of her fans, but um nigga, Caitlin defense suck, MZ. Like she's sorry on defense.
Well, I would have to attest and say, coming in first catching, catching a glimpse of the rookies. They going out there, they pick a few people, and that's the first sample of them, they first year. So everything seems to be magnified like, oh, they're doing a great job. Because remember last year they were saying how good she was stopping people and how she was ripping people in. When she one of the steal leaders and stuff like that. But I think people really fell in love with the fact that she's a great scorer. I have to almost say damn near a pure scorer, and her scoring and things like that on offense kind of overshadowed the slacking in defense. You know, that's quite possible um, for people to gravitate to, because people like to see the ball go in the basket. Um, so nobody really was paying attention to the defensive flaws that might have been there. But now it's a new year. People are more prepared for Caitlin Clark. They know, they have kind of idea of what to expect from her, so they know how to play her a little better. And now, you'll see, because teams are familiar with her. The game will change a little bit. Now we'll see if she's still the great Caitlin Clark that everybody proclaimed her to be in her rookie year. Now, year 2, 3, 4, and on, you're gonna get to see the real logistics of these players that everybody's been so high on from year one.
Respect the outlook, like how you broke it down, but I'm still just gonna. It's a part of it. I'm just gonna disagree with, like, nigga, a player who just suck on defense. It ain't no way to clean it up and make it look good. Like, nigga, her defense just suck, and like it ain't no surprise that every pretty much like every coach, they attack her on defense. Like they offense goes around attacking her when she on the floor. Like, her defense just suck.
Well, she got she got two choices. She can step her practice up on defense, so the team don't have that glaring hole, because you got a star that can come out there and score. But if the opposite teams know that her weakness is defense, yeah, the smartest thing to do is attack her every time they get the ball. Swing it to somebody who can control the ball well, and make shots for themselves, and have a good enough awareness to hit the open player. But yes, I will push against Caitlin Clark to try to get in foul trouble all the time. That'll have to bring in your second team. That'll sit her down for a few minutes, a lot of minutes actually, depending on how well they execute that kind of game plan. But the smart thing to do is, like you said, other coaches have started to attack Caitlin. That is the smartest thing to do, is attack her when you're on offense. Put her in a no-win situation as best you can. And if her team has to start to try to help, then that's automatically leaving somebody open. 9 times out of 10 for a pretty easy shot if they make it. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
and hey, MZ,
Mm-hmm.
hey, speak. You just reminded me. Speaking about that, look, I wanna tell you something. So look, it's this the expansion team is the Golden State Valkyries. So look, the Golden State Valkyries, they played against the Indiana Fever and Caitlin and them the first time, and they blew them out by like almost 20 the first time they played them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in a post press conference, um, the coach for the Valkyries was asked about like the strategy to, like, frustrate Caitlin, and she said in a press conference, she said, well, yes, like, it was a strategy to what we did, and she said, understanding Caitlin Clark, she said, like, one of the things we understand is that Caitlin doesn't like physicality. All right.
Mm.
So, and like the Valkyries was like physical with her. So now look, like a week later, the Valkyries, they play against Caitlyn and the Fever again. They blow their ass out again. So I think, nigga, this coach, she figured out the strategy on Caitlyn.
Yeah,
And
that's what it
and,
sounds like.
and it's that's a I know you take this as a disrespect. Not only did I figure out the strategy, I'm willing to tell you publicly.
That's the part. That's the part. I came out and told you publicly. Now, you don't hear me say too much. You know, I don't diss Caitlyn, but you haven't really heard me ride for her too much. But I will say this: if Caitlyn is as good as they say, if if she's basketball minded, and she's trying to be that, then we should see her. If she's getting ready to realize this now, a great player will start strengthening up. They will start getting ready She would try to strengthen up a little bit. She started getting herself ready for the physicality that these people are going to that the other teams are going to start throwing at her. She has to do that if she wants to stay at the top of the pile. So she's gonna have to go ahead and tighten that up and get herself together. And like I said, great players, those are they recognize what it is that their weaknesses are and their flaws are, and they work on them. And I wouldn't expect nothing less of Caitlin Clark. I would expect her to do the same thing. The same way we see Angel Reese working on her game, I expect Caitlin Clark to do that too. I expect her to try to get a little stronger so she can start handling the physicality of the game.
Man,
But
hey,
we'll start recognizing that if the officials don't start stepping in first. We'll start recognizing if she's strengthening up or not, because you'll start seeing it as the season goes through. And we should really see it most definitely next season.
yeah, but I know you talking about like the strength, but they said Angel. I mean, they said Kaylin put on 20 pounds, over the off season. So, and she's like one of the biggest point guards already. So I'm like, man, I don't know like how much more strength is you're gonna get, and how much is that gonna help you.
Well, putting on some pounds is one
They
thing.
said they said a muscle,
Yeah,
20
okay.
pounds.
Now, if she putting on muscle, then that's something else. Now, heck, she might end up trying to do those guards like Chauncey Billups used to do. Chauncey Billups was one of those kind of point guards that could turn his back to the goalie and push you down. He can oppose his will on other point guards.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, Caitlin Clark, if she's pitted against a smaller defensive player, that would be my attack for her. Hey, the ones that you can take off the dribble and create, do that. But when they try to get smart with you and think they got a defensive player that can hold you down, you get them down in that block, put your back to them, score on them a couple of times, or force the defense to have to help out, hit your open man. Her coaches are going to have to step up too. You know what I'm saying? If they seeing that these people, the other teams are attacking their main weapon, then their coaches are going to have to sit down and get some game planning together. And that would be what I would suggest as one of the game plans, is to start working. If Caitlin put on 20 pounds of muscle, that's great. Start taking those point guards that don't really compare in your stature. Bully them a little bit. Make the other team have to help out. Hit that open player. You know what you get what I'm saying?
yep, yep.
In order for them to keep Caitlin production up, you add some different wrinkles to the game. Because I can't remember too many times seeing her last year put her back to anybody, turn to the basket and work like that. She was pretty
Exactly.
much taking everybody off the dribble. But like I said, this is year number 2. People are more adept and they know what to expect from her. A lot of film been watched now. You know what I'm saying? They're prepared. So I would say the next part of her evolution would be you muscled up, start putting some of these girls down in that paint that think they can hold you. Because you can help put them in foul trouble. It's a double-edged sword. You just got to see who can work it out the best.
Yeah, hey, I take back anything I might have said about Angel last year, nigga. Angel a more consistent player than Caitlin, like on a night to night basis. And as far as like playing at they like peak right now, nigga, Angel is playing at her peak. I would take Angel over Caitlin right now, like nigga on my team. I don't care, nigga. Angel is better than Caitlin right now.
Wow. I'm sitting here hearing this. I'm surprised at what a difference a year makes. What a difference a year makes. Now I know her fans are going to fight tooth and nail. You know what I'm saying? They're going to fight tooth and nail. This is their girl. Caitlin is their girl. We understand the optics of some of the fans, but a lot of the fans are basketball fans, and they just liking the fact that they got them somebody for their team they can root for. I feel that, but I do know we got some crazy fans that's still running around. But at the most part, in order for Caitlin to stay in the realm of 1 through 5, now I'll say that best out of the league, she gonna have to step her defense up, like you saying. And if she bulked up like you said she did, does she look bigger than the other girls? Can you see the
No, yeah,
noticeable difference?
like she naturally like she's just a bigger guard. Like she's like taller, and like now this year, you can see just like more muscle on her. So like, yeah, she's one of the bigger point guards. Like she's as big as like the shooting guards. She's bigger than like probably like most of the shooting guards too.
Mm. Well,
Yeah,
if in my opinion, if she used some of the tactics that I just spoke about, she gonna be still hell to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that they'll probably do the smart thing. They'll start putting Caitlin on people that aren't as dominant. You know what I'm saying, on the offensive part of the ball. I mean, on the offensive part of the game. You know how you put different players on different folks. Not the same
yeah.
position. It ain't position holding position anymore. It's, hey, this person plays better defense. We're gonna let her hold this person. You take care of that person.
You talking about like hiding your defensive weakness.
That's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to hide her. They're gonna have to hide her weakness until she strengthens up. That's the only option this early. If it's already showing, like you saying it's showing, then they're going to have to hide her defensive weakness by rallying around her and switching up who she holds.
Hey, well, I respect because I agree with that. Like, if I was a coach, I would do the same thing. But I'm saying, like, me as a fan, for like, all these people to be telling me, like, oh, she's gonna be like the greatest thing ever and all that. And you telling me, like, nigga, your defense so bad that we gotta like hide you. Nah, I don't respect that because it's a whole bunch of like other guards in the league that's not even as physically gifted and athletic as you, and they could play better defense. So that just let me know you're not committed to being as good defensively. So yeah, I don't respect that.
Well, I can say you can look at it as my boy Eric Carr say defense is all about heart and timing. Um, and you got to be durable, and you got to have a good engine. But what you saying, Hyphy, you know, there's a lot of NBA stars, past and present, that were great offensive, but they were a detriment when it came to defense. That's why you would see so many rotations. Players, you'd be like, damn, why they taking him out right now? He hot, yeah, but he hot and the other dude hot, and he ain't slowing that dude down. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes you just put in a situation where you got to go at it like that. Um, Looking at it as a fan, I feel what you're saying. But like I said, offense usually makes fans forget about the defense. Oh, Caitlin can shoot. She can do this. She can do that. You didn't hear too many people saying too much about her defense. Or should I say,
Exactly.
you don't hear about a defense because it's all about offense. A lot of fans want to see the ball go in once again. They wouldn't care if it was just a running up and down fest, dunks and 3 pointers. Fans be they fickle like that. For people that like basketball and like to see everything that's going on, then yeah, you will hear them calling out the defensive flaws like you're doing tonight.
Yeah, and see that's the thing. Like you and Eric are saying, like all that stuff is cool. Like you can make it to the playoffs with that, but like nigga, that defense, it's gonna come a time and point where that's the difference between y'all winning and losing the series. And I'm saying, like, if we all know that, even Caitlin know her defense suck. So if you're not trying to like grip up and up your defensive game and like to the point you a liability, nah, I don't respect that. Cause like truth be told, me, MZ, to me, you can make your argument that Caitlin is the third best player on the Indiana Fever.
Uh, so you
Yep.
looking at that other guard that they got.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nigga, hey, yeah,
I
hey,
feel like that girl is a hooper. I can't call her name right now.
Kelsey Mitchell.
The blonde.
Oh no, no, you talking about like Lexi Hall.
Yeah.
I'm okay, I'm talking about
Good
I
night,
don't
Eric
know
Carr.
you this girl in my avatar, Kelsey Mitchell.
Uh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, she the shooting guard. Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell. This the shooting guard, but nigga, look, she got the most points. Like I'm talking like for the year in the W, she got the most points out of all the players in the W period. She like number 4 and number 5 like points per game. Like nigga, she the one who been nigga dropping like 30 points, 30-point games and stuff, helping them get wins and stuff. Nigga, while Caitlyn is out hurt, even when Caitlyn be playing, nigga, she be getting more points than Caitlyn. Nigga, she don't even bring the ball. She the shooting guard, so she get the ball less, she get less isolations, but she's scoring more points than you. She shooting a 3 ball better than Caitlyn. Nigga, Kelsey Mitchell, I got Kelsey Mitchell over Caitlyn.
Once again, I have to attribute it to the sophomore year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can see the sophomore year take place in football, basketball, for sure. You come out and you a flash in the pan. That first year, nobody's expecting your speed. Nobody's expecting how quick you can pull up, things like that. But now, because people have had the chance to digest what it is that you do and what it is you do well, they got a better chance to game plan against you. And old girl that's on your list, she just doing her job. She just doing her job. People probably pulled away from her and wasn't recognizing because the rookies made so much noise last year. The rookies made so much noise last year that the only other names that was popping up on the regular was Asia Wilson. What's the other? What's the other?
I'm playing Nafisa Collier.
Yeah, her. The ones that's been doing it. You know what I'm saying? You would hear their names pop up, but most of the time the rookies were killing the feed. Everything was about Caitlyn and Angel and Caitlyn and Angel. It just blew up that way. Now the smoke is starting to settle. You're getting a chance to look at these girls play basketball, and you're starting to see the difference. You're starting to see the so-called sorry Angel Reese that everybody was like, oh, she's pitiful, she's this, she's that. Now they're starting to see she didn't just go and try to be a Bayou Barbie over the off season. She actually been playing and tight homing in on her game. And like you said, you can see it. You didn't already you didn't see it yourself that right now you would take Angel over Clark.
Yep.
Because you're seeing you without seeing the work, you're seeing some work has been put in. Without getting a chance to peep her working out and stuff like that, the games are being played, you're seeing the work has been put in. Now, if she had been looking like she was last year, I could hear a whole bunch of complaints and dismissal comments about her. But right now, from hearing what you're saying, her game is still coming along, and you can see it.
Yep, I'm gonna tell you like another like personal thing I got a problem with and why it's coming off like I'm hating on Caitlyn. Look, the All-Star voting and stuff. So they did like the All-Star voting. Now, of course, Caitlyn got the most votes out of all the players. So that meant like how they did the All-Star was the 2 players who get the most votes, they get to be the captains for picking their teams. And that also meant that, of course, those 2 players was gonna be the starters. But my thing was like, nigga, how was like Caitlin Clark, like how is she a starter when like one, she's not the best point guard in the league, but I'm looking at like out of the guards in the league, like nigga, she's not like a top 4 guard in the league. And then if we talk about like top 10 players, you know what I'm saying? Because of course they're gonna have like 2 guards. I'm like, you're not even good enough to be like a starter, like in this All-Star game. You should be coming off the bench.
Wow, that's kind of harsh. Let's go through this. Who chooses who votes? Is that the fans that vote?
But yeah, it's the fans. But then they say it's the fans, but they also give some leeway to like the coaches, like coaches and like yeah, stuff like that. So the coaches got some say so in it.
Well, if I have to guess, It's the WNBA. You trying to get the fans on your team. You're trying to get the fans to come and watch the games and be more involved. 9 times out of 10, the coaches are probably gonna go with who the fans choose.
Hell yeah.
So with that being said, I can understand why Caitlin would be on the All Star team and a captain. She has that fan power. She has the star power at the moment where her fans, they gonna vote her in for anything. Hey, so I get what you're saying, but then I have to say, if the fans is the ones that's really choosing, what could you expect? You knew she was gonna be an All Star.
Yeah, it's politics. I understand it. I'm just saying, like, I'm not falling in line with it, but I understand this politics and marketing and stuff. I get it.
Yeah, because they still a fledgling league, even though they've been around for a minute. But they just got to get the formula right. I think they're getting close though. I think they're getting close. It doesn't hurt that the young ladies are looking a lot better when it comes to hooping, because it used to be once you hit college, you might have aspirations to go to the Olympics, but then after that, what you doing? Getting a job, being a mom, or something like that. But now they have places to go. They could be expected to make it to the WNBA, or they could be overseas. And overseas, like you said, they get treated well overseas, especially if they go over there and take winning ways with them.
Yep. Hey, look, Angel Reese. The only thing I worry about Angel Reese, okay, like she one of them players. You know how like you might tell somebody like, hey, like you gotta know like how like to pace yourself like in a game, like you can't always go like 100.
I feel you.
I think like she one of them players like that's one of the things like she don't know how to turn it down to like 90, here and there. Like she always gonna play at 100. So the thing is, I think she a player like you got to have a coach that's gonna like limit her, because nigga Angel is hella strong. Look, she really a power forward. Nigga, she out there giving centers fits. Nigga, she taking rebounds from centers. I'm talking about like the top players and power forwards and centers. Like nigga, she giving them hell. And she only like 23, 24. She nigga, Angel is gonna be a problem for a while. So the only thing I worry about her, because sometimes the coaches they play her alone minutes. I do worry about her burning out when she get like 28.
Or you correct. They'll probably start slowing her down as time goes by. But I can say, thinking about it, she has, in my opinion, a lifeline with two legendary players. She got tutelage from Shaq and Allen Iverson, because that's the president and the vice president of Reebok.
Mm-hmm.
And Shaq seems to have taken a real liking to Angel, not liking, but like daughter liking, like trying to lead her and guide her in the right direction and things like that. You
Yeah.
got AI, who at one point was notorious as far as the NBA was going. First man to come out showing off tattoos, wearing braids, wearing his clothes the way he wanted to. So I would think that because she got him, who had to go through those things, all the stuff that been thrown at her in this short span of her career, she got the perfect person, I think, to be able to talk to and help her guide her, help her navigate what she could run up against, how things could and will be thrown at her to throw off her game and things like that. She got AI over there for that. She got Shaq, who can tutor her on things to do in the paint, how to make herself better, how to shut down certain things. So I'm thinking that if she's smart, and I believe she is, that she'll be picking these guys' brains for as much information and tutelage on the game that she can get. Not saying that she can't look at some of the women to do exactly the same thing, but if you got a chance to tap in to those two guys, which she does, then why not?
Yeah, yeah. And she got Lisa Leslie in her corner also.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But man, look, like the thing with her, like she still haven't really got like her offense, really down packet. Like she still don't got her shot. But I'm like, if she could like if she could get that, like she'll be cold. But like, even if she don't really get it, she's still gonna be a factor. The thing with her is like she's a player, you don't have to like build a team around her. You could just like plug her in. So you could just like put good like offensive pieces around her and y'all could build a championship team. Whereas I feel like Caitlyn, if you're trying to build a team around Caitlyn, you got to get a team full of players that's gonna like, like running gun style type players.
You don't think Caitlyn can run an offensive team that sets up?
That's not gonna be to her strengths because they thing is they like to like see her run, like getting out and transition and running the lanes and stuff. That's what they like. That's her best type of ball. It's like she'll be best around being around like, like shooters and stuff. And I'm like, that's cool, but it's gonna come a time where y'all gotta play some half court ball. Like it's you already know how it go. It's always gonna be a team that's gonna make you play some half court ball.
This is true. This is true. It's always a team whose defense is well enough adept to slow down a running team. And if that running team can't conform to a slower game at points, then they're gonna have problems. They're gonna have problems.
Man,
So
it's not a duo. It's not a duo front court in the league where on any night I have any doubt that Angel can't go snatch like 12 rebounds. Nigga, she's a monster on them boards.
I'm thinking she gonna average double figures in rebounds for her career.
Man,
I'm willing to go on a limb right now, because she has tenacity. You didn't say she's strong. She out there giving
hell yeah.
to the big girls and the power forwards, and she's supposed to be a small forward.
A power forward.
Oh, she's the power.
She's a power forward, but like me, like I would never second guess playing her as my center, like if I needed to. And like she ain't gonna struggle at all.
You you know what? You say that kind of like on the cool. They mess around and her defense step up like that. Do you know how throwed off they can throw people off, especially in the playoffs?
Damn, you think so, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Defensively, I tell it, you know, to give a center a hard time right out the gate. Angel on defense, go down there and cause problems in the paint. I want every rebound snatch, make them go over your back. And then on offense, like you said, we still searching for her efficiency at offense. But I think that's coming. Once again, I have to look down to Shaq and AI, because this is business, and Shaq and AI, they make money off of Angel because of the shoes, and
Hmm.
you can't wear shoes if you ain't balling. And Shaq has shown, out of everything he does, he tries to do it to the fullest. So I'm thinking, if I got a superstar that I got wearing my shoes, and we trying to make her the face of Reebok, then I'm trying to pour everything into her. That means anything I know about game, power moves, working on easy shots. I have her doing the miking drill so much till she would hate the man's name.
Yeah.
For real. I would have her practicing the hook shot. Might not like it. That's not a glamorous shot, but I have her practicing that hook shot. It's unstoppable, especially if you shoot it correctly. You can eat off that for years.
Yeah, hey, what I can say, she didn't learn how to, let's say like she catch the ball like at the top of the 3 point or something.
Uh-huh.
She has learned how to dribble like comfortably enough where she could put the ball on the floor and take like a forward, like another power forward, like she could take them to the hole and so like that's part of her game that has gotten better.
Okay, going to the hole, great, but I need you to have a pull up.
Yeah, she don't got that yet.
I need you to get a pull up and catch him one at the block with your back to the ball. I mean, with your ball to the bat, with your back to the basket. Get a look at the defense. One good power dribble. Fake right, turn left, go up. Fake left, turn right. Or power dribble, spin off and shoot a nice little fade shot. All that can take place right there at the block. I made a great living off of that.
Yeah,
In the block. So I know that can work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
She
Nah,
get
she
that in her
ain't got none of
game.
that.
If she get that in her game, she gonna be ridiculous. Cause it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop that fade away right there in the block. Because most big men, big girls are taught you go straight up. But they mess around, do their little fade back, and they getting a good shot. They shooting right over your outstretched arm. Now you're gonna start reaching at it. Next thing you know, you start fouling.
I know. I'm over here thinking like, how is she gonna get that? Because look, the thing that worked to her favor, she left-handed, but
Right.
her release is slow. That's what I'm thinking like, man, how can a player do that when they got a slow release?
Well, see, that's the beauty of it. If she get the power dribble fake, if she give a real enough fake, or a fake like she might have you to the back and she's do a spin off on you, go to the hole, lay it up. If she get a fake that look like she finna do that, people gonna bite on it. That bite gives you the second once you fade back. It gives you just that a little enough time. It makes up for the slow release because that person bit.
Oh,
Everybody not gonna bite, but for the nine time out of 10, a person is playing defense and they trying to keep you from getting to that basket. They gonna bite. They gonna bite. I don't care who it is to say I wouldn't bite off that. If it's at a point, it's at a point in the game, and they make that move correctly, you gonna bite. Then it's up to her to finish it off. I consider myself a good defensive player. Hell, I bit. That's how I know you gonna bite.
yeah, man. Hey,
I ain't seen. I could honestly say watching pro games and stuff. You name a player, and I can guarantee you they done bit. They done bit. The best defensive players done bit. Hell, I don't watch Mike bite, Shaq bite, Akeem bite, Jordan bite, AI, Tim Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, Ralph Sampson, um, Karl Malone, John Stockton. Man, you name them. Penny Hardaway. You can't name somebody that you could say, this dude here played so good a D. He never bit on a pump fake or a shake move with the back turn or something. He never, man, stop that. So the slow release would be fine if she mixes it into ways that's gonna help her get that release off. You gotta know what you are and who you are, what you're working with. So I think her throwing in a couple of up fakes, that's gonna help her. You know what I'm saying? You can draw a foul because you get them off their feet. You can always go into them. She just tighten up on the free throws as well.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I'm looking for big things to happen from these young ladies in the WNBA. It's a hell of a way to make an announcement that 32 25-2 for Asia Wilson. That's noteworthy right there. I didn't see any talk show or anything anybody bring it up yet, so I'll be looking forward tomorrow see if they say anything then.
Oh yeah. She went off. She been yeah, man. She been tripping. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they better talk about that multiple times on all them damn sports shows tomorrow. They could give Asia some credit, man.
Yeah, because if they don't, then they just full of it. And I need them to
Yeah.
hit it for a minute. Like, I want to ask you, just out of everything. So, you, do you watch any football?
Nah, you know what? I really don't. I haven't watched no preseason right now. I tell you that for sure. I haven't watched none of it.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, what did you think about Shador Sanders?
Okay, yeah. See, I wouldn't even be qualified. I mean, I did hear that he had a cold preseason game.
I think he threw 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
No interceptions. He had a couple of dinky passes that he threw, but name a quarterback who don't. He scrambled well. I don't think he took any sacks. I don't think he turned the ball over. He did good, man. He did good. He did well. And the NFL, I hope they don't try to prove a point and be like, oh, this dude ain't no good, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that looks like the fight that he's having right now.
Hey, tell you the truth, I'd rather him get like one of them bad games. I'd rather him get one of them bad games out the way in preseason when it don't count the most, because nigga, they waiting for him to have that first bad one.
Well, see, the crazy thing is, from what I'm understanding, is they haven't been practicing him that much. He haven't been getting a lot of snaps.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for him to come out there, it's kind of going against everything they've been saying. He don't study good, and he don't be prepared and all this kind of stuff. Well, if him coming out there doing what he did the other day is not being prepared, then y'all prepare him and let's see what he really got. But it's gonna be hard for him, because he's in the place. The owner don't want him, because the owner came out and pretty much made it seem like if he's sorry, y'all blame the head coach because that's who picked him. You know what I'm saying? In so many words, that he went out there and did an interview like that and made it like he didn't want Shador.
And the GM let it be known this was not my pick.
Right. Right. And I'm thinking we talking about the owner, not the GM.
Damn.
One of those high-ranking dudes is over the head coach made that statement. I don't know which one it is, but you just think about that for a second. Here's a young man that's trying to be a quarterback. He the best one you got, so consensus say. And all you can think about, I know it's got to be on his mind, I am at a football team where the owner didn't want me. That don't want me.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot for him, in my opinion, to be a young man like he is. It takes a lot for him to deal with that, still make sure he have good camaraderie with his teammates in the locker room, because you don't want to lose the locker room. Make sure he doing everything that the coaches is asking for him to do as far as professional football. Staying out of trouble. And the big thing was for him to skip the ESPY awards and go help those families that had fell on hard times because of the fires.
Mm-hmm.
And people got mad at him for that. I'm like, y'all really mad at a man that went and helped some people who really needed help instead of showing up at the ESPY awards which 9 times out of 10 y'all probably would have tried to clown him, because that's all y'all been trying to do since since it's been known that he was going to the NFL. Now I don't know if y'all hate Deion Sanders that much, or y'all just some straight buttwads that just want to give this dude a hard time. But if y'all hate Deion, why? He raised up a good, outstanding young man who don't seem to be in trouble. Actually, two, because he got another son that played
Yeah,
for
Shiloh or whatever his name.
Shiloh.
Yeah,
Shiloh Sanders. He a cornerback, ain't he?
yeah. He played defense.
Yeah, he I know, I think he a cornerback.
Oh,
So
okay.
you got a dad that raised two young men that I don't remember ever hearing them have any problems in college or getting in trouble or anything. People will say that they was pretty average in college. Okay, if they was pretty average in college, great. So we not expecting those super duper duper stars to come out and do anything like that. But they dad has been behind them and made sure they stayed out of trouble. Could it be that the NFL is mad that they can't just do what they want and tell this man's sons anything because he's heavily involved in what's going on with their life, especially with the NFL? Because I did hear him say it's a couple of teams that he wouldn't care what was going on. He wouldn't let his sons play for those teams because he know what goes on with those teams.
Yeah, so that's me thinking like, like because us we only be knowing like the owner name. Man, like he didn't been around the NFL so long. That nigga know all types of people who work within organizations and stuff. And then we got to take in consideration people move around from organizations, so he know all type of people that's in front offices. So hell yeah, it's he privy to way more stuff that we don't know. So hell yeah, it could be that nigga all type of. Imagine how much stuff he didn't have to bite his tongue on, like all types of racist shit he didn't seen. Uh, nigga, you probably got the owners, nigga probably banging niggas wives and stuff.
It's no telling what's going on, but I take my hats off to Deion Sanders for being able to help guide his sons to where they are right now. And it don't hurt that a lot of fans, have been screaming maybe Deion should come coach the team. That could be sticking a lot of people in their craw too. Something that would be unprecedented, unheard of. This man, when he coached his sons in college, at least one of them, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he coached both of them, but I know he coached Shador for sure. When he got another college job and coached his son there too. Watched his son go into the pros. Yeah, I think it's some people that's a little nervous that at some point a coin could flip and be like, you know what, let's try Deion. Unprecedented. The father is coaching in the NFL with two sons, and possibly one of them play for him. That could be scaring the hell out of some people. I'm just, spitballing.
Yeah, just even like the concept of control, man. Even that's important. So because everything you saying, and that's what it kind of summarizes to, even the concept of having control. Yep, I feel you.
I just thought I'd bring it up because so he's a subject right now in the global eye. I guess you could say he's in the eyes of the most crazy fans that you can get, because the NFL, they fans show you who they are for real, and the NFL itself shows you who it is. So I'm looking to see how the Sanders conquer this situation. If they do, I'm pretty sure they will, because all you got to do is go out there and play well.
Yeah, because it's not like I mean, from my understanding, it's not like Cleveland really had a good quarterback
Ever. I can't remember a quarterback that you would be like, oh, he was cold from Cleveland.
Yeah. So yeah, he could just force a situation where it's like, man, now, like nigga, if I don't get even an opportunity, then like now it's like even the fans can't deny that, but it's just the system working against me.
Yeah, well, we have seen teams do dumber things. We have seen them do that. We
Yep.
just have to see what
Self-sabotage.
Cleveland gonna do. But like I said, your GM or your owner done already came out publicly and said that he didn't even in so many words he didn't want Shador. If anything goes wrong, y'all blame the head coach because this is his fault. Which I'm still trying to figure out why would the head coach pick him up because it don't seem like he likes Shador either. Which is crazy because I'm like, this dude is in the city. It seems like the fans like him, the fans want him, but the organization don't. How y'all do that?
Yep, that is a good sports city.
We got the Indians, right? The Cleveland Indians.
Yep. You got them. You got basketball team. Um,
They got the big three for sure. They got a
yeah.
football team, a basketball team, and a baseball team. I don't know if they got a hockey team.
Oh yeah. I
They
guess
do.
I don't know where Ohio State is at.
I mean, hockey team like a pro hockey team.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know.
Right in my mind, it's not jumping out Cleveland hockey anything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I'm not. We not the most in tune with it, anyways. But yeah,
But
it's
they got
it's
the big three for sure.
yeah, it's a sports city, and what I'm saying, it's still a city that's able to grow. And shit. Football is the most watched sport. So
I hope
man,
they get it together.
yeah,
Or let that young man go to a team that we're actually using. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
But
always say that too.
I'm thinking what you saying. I'm thinking it's gonna get to the point where Cleveland, the organization, they're not gonna have a choice. It's gonna be when this dude play, we win. When y'all try these other dudes that y'all try to act like was so good, we lose. I think they're gonna put get forced into a situation. I'm just hoping that when that time comes, he shines brightly.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I would like them too. Every player is of course due for to have one of the games where they stink it out, and that's what I was saying. I'd rather him, if he
Get
don't have
that
it.
out the way already.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather get it out of it when it's in preseason when it don't even count that much. Cause nigga, trust me, you could be, going off and nigga, they waiting for you to have one of them bad games, man.
Sure they gonna talk crazy in the media.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather you have it in preseason. Like,
I
nigga,
told
just,
you he
just
wasn't
your
nothing.
first one.
I
Just so
told
you get a taste of how it feel whenever they all against you.
but I think he already got that feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, he might already be primed for it. Yeah, you right about that too. Because yeah, nothing might ever hurt more than that draft day, or them draft days,
Man,
that draft week, I should say.
that was crazy. Say, I wanted to ask you too, because I
Oh
know
yeah.
we be talking on Keyshawn and them a lot. But what you think about Keyshawn's interview where he kind of talking about he don't think Abdullah Mason gonna be able to deal with that dude who he fighting, Sonny
Oh, Sam Noakes.
Sam Noakes. He fighting Sam Noakes. He talking about he don't feel like Abdullah gonna be able to stand up to Sam Noakes' power. But he also says that Sam Noakes is slow. You could see him loading up with the right hand and this and that. He said if it's a skill fight, Abdullah win all the way. If it's a power fight, then he thinks Sam Noakes gonna win. Now, if you feel like Abdullah can't put up with the power, but you was calling him out before you got stripped of your belt. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to put him on the spot. So you saying that we should expect him to be able to deal with your power? Because I'm kind of confused. You know, one, why you even worried about it if what happens with Abdullah Mason if he win the belt that you got stripped of because you missed weight? I think Abdullah Mason stands a very good chance to beat Sam Noakes. For the simple reason he is fast, he can get in and out. He seems to have thumping power, and he got good combinations. Where I think Keyshawn is wrong is we've seen the youngster already get put on his butt, and he got up and scrapped it out and ended up getting the win anyway. So I don't know what Keyshawn's problem is. I don't want to call him a hater, so I'm asking, do you think he's just tripping? He just saying something so he can be relevant, so it can be known that, you know, that was my belt. Which, you know, I ain't tripping on that, Keyshawn. You should be trying to get yourself together so you can come on in here and try to get that belt back. Instead of talking about things like he damn near retired and all that kind of stuff.
I know you don't want to call my name, so I just do it for the both of us, man. Keyshawn is a delusional mark. First of all, like, why is you even worried about, like, you a hypocrite? You talking about I don't think he could get past. I don't want to hear that from you, because last time you and Abdullah was face to face, you couldn't get past the person that you was supposed to fight. Nigga, hey, according to Edwin De Los Santos, you still running from that fate. So, nigga, go get past Edwin De Los Santos, because that nigga came to your city and he said you didn't want to fight him. Nigga, he was in your face and you didn't fight Edwin De Los Santos. So, nigga, get past Edwin De Los Santos first.
He missed weight.
Yeah, well, like I said, Edwin went to his city and wanted to catch that fade with him. He didn't fight him. That's on Keyshawn. So you still running from Edwin.
I think Keyshawn should not talk so much in front of a camera. No, I'm serious. Until, you know, people used to say that about Tank. Until you learn how to, you know, you got to think before you just start saying what you're gonna say. You know, he was giving an explanation of why he missed weight, and he was like, people thought I was laughing and this and that, but he was saying that he was really worried about it, but he was so used to putting on the face, like nothing didn't bother him. He was like, he knew he was gonna miss weight. He knew he was gonna miss weight. My thing with him saying that he knew he was gonna miss weight through the conversation of him explaining, right? Not one time did he say, man, I tried, I just couldn't do it. Not one time did I hear him say that he went and tried to work out and try to get the weight off, but he just couldn't get it off. He just said, I knew I was going to miss weight. Which made me look at that like, okay, if you knew you was going to miss weight, you know, I'm sure you knew well enough time before it was time to go get on the scale. You didn't attempt to try to burn off any of it?
What make me believe he didn't attempt to burn any of it, because if you remember, he was pointing at him when he was on the scale. He was saying like he gonna fight, talking about Edwin, like he gonna agree to some type of terms.
Well, he claimed he was saying that goes to the conversation I was saying he was giving when he was on a live, and he was talking about that, you know, he didn't want people to know that he was really discouraged and frustrated about the fact that he didn't make weight, but he had to hold that face up, and he was like, I'm not gonna be doing that no more and anything, all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, why are you putting on a mask anyway? just be who you are. You start talking. Didn't hear him announce that he was wanting to fight anybody or anything like that. You know, he made the statement that he might well be halfway retired or blah, blah, this, blah. He just started talking, you know, and the conversation wasn't going anywhere for me. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? He did say some things that I took to my mind, like the fact that you knew you was going to miss weight. You didn't try to lose none of it.
Yeah.
And now
Man,
the first thing we see you saying of any significance, really, you made an apology for missing weight, but now it's time for fights to take place at your weight class for a belt that you used to hold. Now it's Abdullah Mason can't stand up to Noakes' power. I think Abdullah gonna beat up Noakes. I think he gonna shine under the lights. You know how I say I think certain fighters shine up under the light? I think the light's gonna start getting bright for old Abdullah. Or should I say for young Abdullah?
well,
But if I had to say, I'd say I think Keyshawn Hayden. That's just me.
yeah, Hayden, because now that man taking your opportunity. I mean, he already took your shine in your hometown because he was the main event and he impressed.
Right. He impressed. And now doggone, he getting ready to fight for your belt that you didn't lose to nobody. And not to hijack your show, I know is, but speaking of not losing to nobody, you know how Canelo always saying that David Benavidez don't bring anything to him except 25 extra pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, let's be honest. Canelo, you holding the belt of undisputed, in which case David Benavidez used to hold, and the only reason he don't hold it anymore because he lost it on the belt. I mean, lost it on the scale. Nobody beat him for it. But you hurried up and asked to get sanctioned for that belt the minute he lost it. So, in my opinion, you fighting David Benavidez will solidify your undisputed because you holding the belt that he held that disappeared on the scale, like Keyshawn. Whoever wins this belt, out of Abdullah and Noakes, that's who Keyshawn should be trying to get with because you lost that on the scale. They can solidify the fact that they are a true champ, or you could solidify the fact that you are the champ. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I have to call bull on Canelo with him saying that David don't bring anything because truly David does bring that. He's undefeated still. And in that weight class that Canelo's at, he remains undefeated no matter what happened at 175.
Yeah, bottom line, man, you know, pretty much any names could be put in place. And, you know, if Turkey willing to pay the proper amount of money, then, you know, you can say anybody is, you know, worthy or whatever. So, yeah, trying to discredit Benavidez, that's, you know.
Yeah, but fans need to remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
They need to remember the fact that before you say David don't bring nothing, David is the dude that needs to be beaten by Canelo for him to really solidify the fact that he undisputed. Because we know he got that belt from fighting for it, a guy who wasn't a champ or ready to be a champ.
All the fighters know there's like, it might be one, it might be like up to 3 people that, you know, the people want to see you fight. Benavidez has been one of them guys for Canelo for like the last 4 years. So niggas like just stop playing dumb. Everybody want to see y'all fight him. Like, come on, man.
Canelo don't want that smoke.
Yeah.
But that's just something that I feel like fans should start thinking about when they bring up the point of Benavidez don't bring nothing. Yeah, he do. He brings solidification to that undisputed, in my opinion, because One of those belts that Canelo holding, he snatched up soon as David dropped it at the scale. But David been whooping ass since that day. Canelo got his ass whooped a couple, at least once, by Bivol.
Yep. By Bivol.
So, like I said, once again, I call bullshit on Canelo with saying that David don't bring nothing to the table. Hell, David bring a lot to the table. People just don't realize it because he's not holding that hardware, that green belt. I think that's the one he was holding, that green belt. And like Ali used to say, you didn't beat me for that belt. You got that belt from somewhere else. I'm the champ. They took that belt from me. So I'm back now. That's how David Benavidez should be acting. He should let it be, man, you know what, come to think of it, I'm the motherfucking champ at 168 for that green belt. No, I don't have it because I lost it on the scale. But ain't nobody beat me for it. So y'all need to tell Canelo to come on.
Well, he is walking around confident. But nah, I agree with everything you were saying, though, man. Like, you know, like I said, it's a reason Canelo, when it comes to like fighting so anybody, it's a reason there's only a few names that he keep hearing over and over, and Benavidez is one of them. So and that ain't gonna change, and you know, until you handle that, man. That's shit. That's just what it is, and I'm glad it's some boxing media out there that is gonna ask him hard questions like, "What's up with Benavidez?"
I would tell him just what I said. If I was able to stand in front of Canelo and put out a question, that would be what it would be. I would hit him with that Benavidez logic that I just gave you. And see how he dance. They probably kick me out. Get your ass out of here asking that hard ass question.
We ain't asking
never come back.
No questions about Benavidez.
And it kills me because he always say, I fought everybody. I fought great people. And you know, when I see Floyd Mayweather's name go across there when he say that, and Bivol, I'm like, two of the people that people wanted, one of the people that they wanted to see you fight, whooped your ass. We way down the line. You talking about, oh, if I fight him now, I'll beat him. But hell, look how old Floyd is.
Exactly. Nobody want to hear about no Floyd.
Nobody want to hear about Floyd. You know what I'm saying? You getting ready to fight Crawford, which people are like, oh, Crawford. You know, they giving Crawford. You know, they it's a lot of doubting going on. But one thing proven for sure: every time Canelo has fought somebody that has heart and skills, he has problems. Or he lose. Keyshawn said that skills don't always pay. He say skills don't always win fights. And when he said that, that's what threw me off. Because everything I'm saying is gonna tie into the same thing. I'm like, skills won't just win the fight. You're right. Skills won't just win the fight. But skills and heart, that's gonna win the fight. That's what's going to win the fight. And the guys who, to me, shown the most skill and heart, Crawford, Bivol, Sugar Ray, Ali, you know, just naming out names like that. But Crawford got skills and heart. And I think that's going to give Canelo, that's what's going to give Canelo the problem. Mayweather has skills and heart. People always talk about certain things about Mayweather, but I'm like, how many years did it take before we actually seen Mayweather get cracked?
Yeah, like in a vulnerable position.
Right. We only seen that one time in his career. Am I correct? Against Shane Mosley. I don't remember Floyd Mayweather ever being hurt like that in any other fight where the person got the tee off on him and tried to get him knocked down.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen to Floyd.
I'm just saying, I feel like Abdullah Mason got heart and he got skills, and I think
Oh,
that's
he
gonna
he
carry
do.
him a long way.
He
So
should. Yeah, he surely do.
that's the bullshit with Keyshawn. So that's why I say
Yeah,
I think Keyshawn hate. But with Canelo, heart and skills will beat Canelo.
uh,
Billy Joe Saunders was doing all right, but I don't think Billy Joe Saunders really had the heart. And it didn't hurt that he got his eye messed up. His eye socket broke because he ducked into an uppercut. Ezralanda Laura.
yeah, Laura. Yep.
Laura gave him the blues. Most people feel like Laura won the fight, but he got robbed. I'm saying it now. I'm saying it. It is what it is. That's how people feel. But Laura is a fighter with heart and skills. Another time that Canelo had a hard fight. The next person up with heart and skills was Bivol.
Yeah, and Bivol, got up on him too. And the thing is, Bivol could have let his hands go like even more in that fight, and he could have did damage to Canelo.
He whooped Canelo.
Yeah, he did, but I'm saying like compared to like previous other opponents, and he
Right.
even said, yeah, he felt like he could have let his hands go even more against Canelo. He could have.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I said all that part to come to with Crawford and Canelo. People not giving Crawford. They to me, I listened to the conversations. They're not really giving this man any credit. But he got heart. He got that. He got dog in him, and he got skills. He got crazy skills.
Yeah, and Canelo, you better be prepared because nigga Benavidez ain't going. Like he ain't just about to disappear. He gonna be here for a while, so he gonna still be on your ass.
Canelo gonna mess around and retire before he fight Benavidez.
Yeah, he better, huh, nigga? Because
Unless, like you said, unless Turkey decide, you know what? I think I do want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. Find out what Canelo talking. Watch Canelo probably say some crazy shit. Like you give me 200 million, I'll fight. What?
yeah,
You
then
supposed to be the man.
they ain't gonna talk about double that.
I think Benavidez just want to be able to say I whooped his ass. I told y'all. To me, I
Yeah,
think that's exactly what would happen. I think Benavidez would beat Canelo and be like, I told y'all I could beat this dude. He
yeah,
seemed like a little. He seemed like how he said when he was a little fat kid and he used to fight so people wouldn't make fun of him.
yep.
That's what I see chasing Canelo. It's like you got something I want. You playing with it. You say you this, so let's fight. Let's find out. I don't think Canelo would have to look for Benavidez.
Nah, I don't think so either. Because Benavidez has showed that he could fight. Like he could fight a controlled fight while still applying pressure on you just from being in your face.
Yeah, I noticed his high guard. Benavidez must got some pretty long arms because I noticed when he put his high guard up, his arms kind of covered from his head to his waist, damn near.
Yeah.
And he fight out of that real well. I would like to see how Canelo deal with it.
That's a durable ass boy, man. That's what I'm saying. Benavidez, it ain't gonna be easy.
He got a
So
fat
shoot.
soul. That's why he can absorb all those punches.
Yeah. Some of them just that fat boy, like that fat boy body underneath, looking in shape and
Yep.
all that.
The little fat boy is hiding on the inside. He done worked out and changed his outside appearance, but that little fat dude still in there absorbing all those punch. That didn't hurt.
Yeah, it's like an extra layer and shit.
I
That's
like
that's.
Benavidez, man. I like his attitude. He got a fighting attitude. I went and watched him and Caleb Plant fight the second time, right?
Oh yeah,
Not the second time. Again, I went and watched it again, and I was noticing how after they got to maybe like 5 or 6, when Caleb threw that low blow, and he was like, "Damn," he was mad at himself for doing it, but it was because he was starting to wear down. And Benavidez kind of let it be known, "Oh, I'm coming to you now because you can't do nothing to hurt me." And the way he was throwing, the way he throw his punches, he was throwing some angled punches. He threw an angled. It started off like an uppercut. It ended up being a straight because of where the opening was in Benavidez's. In Caleb Plant's defense, the way he was covering himself. This man changed his punch in mid throw and hit right in the opening spot and lit Caleb ass up. So I feel like Benavidez got good hand-eye coordination, and he does let enough combinations go. I think he'll be able to. I think he's gonna be able to. He'll whoop Canelo. But I'm looking for Bud to surprise a lot of people. I'm looking for Bud to surprise a lot of people. Because I know they
yeah,
say, well, we ain't never really seen Canelo get hurt. Uh, no, we haven't. We haven't really seen him get hurt. We seen his ass get hit hard enough where he thought about it for a second. Floyd hit him with one and made him think about it. Laura hit him with one and made him think about it. Bivol hit him with a lot. But I think Crawford got the skills enough to make a nice adjustment on what he needs to do and catch Canelo with something he don't be expecting.
yeah. Man, I would like to see it too. Few rounds, you know, figure some adjustments and stuff, and just go to work. Just get on his ass. And
Yeah.
man, I didn't even recognize, all this time go by, man. I didn't recognize this. It's 1 a.m. now.
Oh shoot, it's 3.
Yeah. 3 over there, huh?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
shoot, I appreciate you letting me come in with you, man, and hang out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to probably maybe like recap like a week, just like once to recap a week. I mean that probably would work good for me. But yeah, I would definitely like to do this again soon for sure. And funny thing, I had no clue I was gonna go live until maybe like 20 minutes. That's when the idea even first came to me. So this was definitely not planned.
I feel you.
But
Like I
hey,
said, I looked up. I was like, live, because I was getting ready to go in and work on the video, but I said everything I wanted to say tonight with you. But
oh,
I
okay,
seen that
okay.
live, and I was like, am I tripping? Did I miss it? So I click on it. I come in. I hear you talking basketball. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm right on time.
Yeah. This was like far from unplanned. But I was like, yeah, man, like let me just go ahead and just pump
Get it
something out
in,
while I do. And that's fine because that's how some of the good ones come about.
no doubt. Well,
Yeah. So
I ain't gonna talk you to death like in my Trey X voice. I appreciate you letting me come and talk a little basketball, boxing,
yeah, a
and
little bit of
football.
football. Yep, a little bit of everything. Um, yeah, like I said, I don't even know when the next time I'm gonna do another one, but I'm gonna definitely do another one of these, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all
Oh
be
yeah,
easy.
yeah. So at the latest, I'll bump into you like at the latest Tuesday.
Okay. And you got my
Uh,
number. Shoot, whenever you need to.
oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but yeah, and that go for everybody else out there too. Like, at the latest, y'all see us again on Tuesday, like at the latest.
For sure.
All right, yeah, y'all. Will I catch you here behind the scenes? I'll be bumping into you soon.
All right.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Go.